least this way. If we have some gems, and sometimes gems happen like that. And I just have to keep an eye on the time and an eye on the little waiting room for when people come in. So
your glass is far too large for a recording.
It's Thursday night. This is what we're supposed to be doing tonight.
I mean, I get it, but geez, oh, Pete, that's a huge one. I have an appropriate size podcast taping glass. I didn't get a tall boy from the 7-Eleven.
It's not from the 7-Eleven. It's from local Screamin' Hill Brewery. I'll have you know. It's on ice next to me, so it's nice and cold. I'm a professional podcaster here. That's what it's all about. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to I don't know why I say welcome back. It's not like I was somewhere else. I just haven't been recording. But
we haven't been somewhere else in a while.
It's usually the guests don't talk yet, but I guess that's a new thing. I should have known that.
Luckily, I don't follow rules.
Forgot the mute button for this one. But so this is episode 6 of the Size Up, and we are recording. I'm here in my house, not at the National Fire Radio Studios, and you guys all know why we're not there. But tonight I wanted to do something special. It is Thursday night. It's definitely Thursday. I know that much. There's a date somewhere with the 20th in it or some sort, 21st or something. But I wanted to definitely do something different tonight for this episode because we were supposed to record with all the people that are going to jump into this and probably a lot more live at FDIC this week. And because of everything going on, that didn't happen. So for those of you in the audience who don't know what FDIC is, it is basically the largest gathering of firefighters, at least in the United States, each year. It happens in Indianapolis. I'm a not-for-profit that I'm a director of 555 Fitness. This would have been our 6th year there as an organization. And it is an amazing time. And all the folks that I'm going to have on tonight are all members of Team 555, and they all have different roles. They all come from different areas. But the one thing we agree on is when we go to FDIC, we all get like a resurgence, a renewal in our mission, in our own personal missions, in everything. And a lot of that has to do with the people that are going to be on the show tonight and the people we meet out there. Some people that are coming on, I've actually met at FDIC for the first time. Even before I met them on the internet, 1 or 2, I think. We kind of stumbled across each other. So kicking this off are going to be 2 of the folks that keep the 555 fitness machine rolling with me. And I'm going to go ahead and let them introduce themselves and just kind of say who they are, where they're from, and how they stumbled upon getting involved with 555. And I think Bobby was
Reed goes first. He's got more seniority as far as in the fire service.
In the fire service? No, we're talking the 555 service, right? So the first.
Bobby first.
Bobby's definitely first in that. So go ahead, Bobby.
So I met Pip at my conference. I work for a helicopter EMS agency in Ohio. I'm a full-time nurse there. I actually ran our educational conference for years and years and years and tripped over 555 at the Ohio Safety Conference, I think.
There was Ohio Fire and EMS in Columbus is where we went.
And got his number through one of my best friends, called him up and asked him if he wanted to come and exhibit. And he said, I'm not sure if you understand how this goes.
She actually left me a message and said, Mr. Paparo is what she called me.
Right. I didn't know any better. They came out to the conference. We ran a little mini EMS challenge. We stayed in contact after that. And he said, I don't know if you realize much about firefighters. We're really great at some stuff, but organization may not be the best. And you seem to have that down. And that was 4 years ago?
That was about 4 years ago. Yeah.
4 years ago in February. And I've been here since.
That's been pretty cool. Bobby has been a huge help. Her role has changed numerous times in those years within our organization. But I think she's definitely settled into the one we have her in now, which is basically like the herder of cats is an easy way to put it.
Not a cute name tag, though.
Not a cute name tag. But if you know anything about firefighters, we need someone that keeps us all on task and organized. That's usually the chief at a fire. That's Bobby when we go to these shows and getting us there, because a lot goes into it. I think we're going to talk a lot about organization and things like that tonight. But just before we jump over to Rob real quick, we got how you were involved in it, Bobby, but really the key thing for me is, what have you gotten back from 555?
You do like this story, I realize. So
everybody's got a story. They're going to tell them
everybody's got a story. I actually graduated high school, went straight into the Air Force, and was actually pretty fit. Got married, had kids, started working full-time as a nurse, and became less and less fit because I was taking care of everybody else and not myself. Gosh, I think the year that I met them, I had started to lose weight, but not really well. And I needed a purpose other than my kids and my family, and somebody that filled my bucket. I felt like I was always filling everybody else's bucket between my kids, their father, my work. So starting to work with 555, I realized that I was just as important as everybody I was taking care of, and that I wasn't healthy. And in the 4 years since I've known Pip, I've lost about 100 pounds, kept it off, and raised 2 successful, healthy daughters who are now hating homeschool. And yeah, that's it.
As are the rest of us, all hating homeschool. No, we love it. I love homeschool. It's pretty cool with Bobby's story too, especially having her be such an important part of the organization, because that was something that when we started, on the fire end for sure, it was, look, if you're not taking care of yourself, how are you going to do your job? Those were the initial founders' questions, was, are you fit enough to do this job? And that's what attracted me to it. As we started to grow and we actually moved into the EMS side a little bit, it definitely became, are you healthy enough to do this job and to do your job? And in being at Bobby's conference in Ohio, it was, I would say, probably like 80 to 85% EMS, and then the rest was fire. So it was a very unique place for us to be then, but we learned a lot from it, and we've definitely grown in the EMS field, which I'm really proud of all of us doing that. And that's,
well, I think that the EMS side, they think they don't have to be as healthy as firefighters, and categorically, my parents were volunteer EMS, and I couldn't tell you one person that was on their crew that was in decent shape. They expect the firefighters to come and pull them out if they get hurt or if something happens. They very typically, EMS people
it's just not in there. It's not anything they thought of. And look, with what we've been dealing with for the past 2 months, I mean, the last time that the 3 of us were together was at an EMS show in Tampa, right? I mean, Rob and I's plane got delayed because someone used a caustic wipe because no one knew what was going on. But right, we're at these EMS shows, and now the EMS folks, I mean, they are just, especially here in my state, have just gotten their asses handed to them. I just actually watched the video. The first 85 FEMA ambulances that came last week have left New Jersey, and another 100 are here. But in the EMS world now, they're wearing PPE on almost every call, all day in a mask, all day in goggles, wearing in Tyvek suits for a while. And it's really changing things up in the way that they do things. So, I think it's really important that we address them, and Bobby's done a great job of helping us with that, and she's done a great job in a lot of other things. And tonight you're probably going to get to hear her herd some cats, because I'm sure this is going to get a little bit out of control.
I'll be looking down at my phone, texting people, telling them to pull it together.
Cool. Well, thanks, Bobby. We'll get right back to you on that one. So, Mr. Rob Reed. You're muting, I'm muting. Who's muting here? You can unmute yourself. You're an adult.
Yes. How are you, sir?
Good, man. How are you? So who are you? Where are you from and all that good stuff?
I am currently quarantined in Goodview, Virginia, which is just outside of Roanoke, Virginia, in Southwest Virginia. I'm a captain there with Roanoke Fire EMS. Career for 18 years. I think I volunteered for 5 years prior. So I don't know how many years, 23 years I've been in the fire service. I found 555 after finding CrossFit, and then wanted a pair of shoes. 555, and I was actually trying to find the post as I was listening to Bobby. Did a special where if you did, I think it was 14.5, maybe CrossFit Open 14.5.
Did you get a pair of the?
I have a pair of the red, white, and blue.
The red, white, and blues. You were one of the winner of the red, white. So really cool thing with 555 and CrossFit and Reebok was I had a friend that was someone at Reebok, and they were releasing these new red, white, and blue nanos. I think they're like nano 4s, maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna guess on 4s, but they gave us, I think, 5 pairs to give away to deserving emergency providers, because when they did whatever that workout was, they did it at an Air Force base, and they were all the military people that competed that night were wearing those shoes, and we were able to give them to some emergency providers, and Rob happened to be one of them.
Yeah, I did the workout in turnout gear, which was miserable because it was burpees and thrusters forever. But I did it, posted something on Instagram or Facebook or wherever it was, and got a message saying, hey, we really like what you said, not so much about your workout. That probably was horrible. It was more about what you said. You won the pair of shoes. I was like, cool, great. They said, would you mind reposting some stuff? I said, absolutely. After that, I got a call from the Oz himself, which I'm sure he'll hopefully be on later, Garrett Huffman, and he was like, hey man, I need some help with Instagram. It's kind of overwhelming. I was like, yeah, what do you need? I had no idea how to do it. He he told me what to do. I started doing it, and a few months later, I got invited to FRI Charlotte, and met Pip there, where he did a stair climb, maybe not in his best condition. And then shortly after, got asked by Garrett to take over Instagram, which then led to more tasks, all associated with social media. So I guess that's where I am now.
Yeah, you're sort of the social media Oz. I mean, it's not a secret. We say, people still think I run all the social media on 555, and that hasn't been the case now for about 3 years, 3.5 years,
Easily,
I'd say, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, it's hard to, maybe four. I did start the Instagram page. It is my original Instagram page, but 2 other folks have done it. Garrett's going to pop in a little bit later, he said, and Rob runs it now. And that's sort of one of the things that I think is cool about 555 is that we get so many different people involved in this that it gives you different opinions. And that's what we feel about fitness, that there's not just one real way to fitness, that whatever you're doing for you, as long as you're doing something, it's better than nothing. So Rob is a huge part of that, and he has been one of the creative forces behind a lot of the cool things you see on social media for probably those past 3 years or so that he's been involved, I would say, because I am in no way as creative as that dude is.
I just get lucky.
I don't even think you can say you just get lucky. The stuff you create, because social media game has changed a lot since we started it. And, we've tried to stay as best as we can on the forefront of it without paying someone to do it. And you've been really successful at doing that for us, because we don't pay him to do that.
What was that other part? You don't pay me, that's right.
We don't pay you. We don't pay you to do it, which is cool too with 555. I could throw that little thing out there. None of us have ever taken a paycheck or anything from 555. There's all kinds of people popping in here now. I'm just going to keep on rolling through. But, with that end of it there, what do you think your big thing that you've gotten back from 555 is?
There's way too much. Like, I can't say it right here because a lot of it goes. No, I'm being for real. A lot of it's unspoken. You were talking about how we all have differences, but at the same time, it really gives you the experience of everyone's the same. We're all in the same boat. Bobby and her nurse and me, where I am in Southwest Virginia, we have a lot of the same difficulties, either work-related, family-related, or whatever. And it's really nice to see that and be relatable with people who are across the country. It's one of the things I bring up a lot to the guys and girls that I have at my station is it's all the same. We're all going through the same struggles. It may be a little different, but it's all the same. And it's really great to have people who are completely outside of your normal day-to-day world. Wow, look at the lipstick on CJ. Sorry, that threw me off. It's really nice to have those people who are outside your normal world, bounce ideas, talk to, and realize, man, we're in this together. We all have the same drive and the same mission. And that's what recharges me.
Yeah, I mean, that is a huge part of what I love about this thing, is just being that being able to bounce things off of each other and hear what's going on in different parts of the country. And I think now, obviously more than ever, we're realizing how important that is and realizing how important our technological friendships we have here. We've been using Zoom for for a few years now for different purposes, and now the whole world's using Zoom, right? And like, man, we've been running a business from our couches forever, and now everybody's kind of doing it. Listen, no, I don't want to cut you off. We'll get back, but CJ popped in here, so she is in her car. Hello, Miss CJ. Just tell everybody who you are, where you are, and what you got going on, I guess is a good way, because you're all dressed up there.
I am. I'm CJ Hilliard. I am the grant coordinator for 555, and I am with the Denton Fire Department. Today we're doing a surprise birthday parade for a little girl who has terminal cancer but was expected to make it to 2, and she is celebrating her 7th birthday this year. So we are about to play with pipes and drums, which is why I have normal people face on, had to wear makeup and do my hair.
I didn't know that when you played pipes and drums, like all those guys I see blowing in the bagpipes, like get a face on for that. Like I thought they just showed up that way.
They do.
Oh.
Yeah.
But so that is really awesome. And that's like a cool 555 connection too, especially knowing you're going to do that because we have our connection with the Dukes family, who we all, not everybody has met, but a few of us have met. And, you know, their connection with Trucker was huge for me personally and for the extended 555 team. So being able to go and do that is awesome. And CJ does run our grant. We did temporarily postpone the grant. However, it's going to come back. I promise everyone that for sure. We're just waiting until, I don't know, we can figure out a little more normalcy there to get it going again. But if you did apply for a grant, we have it. And that first round is just going to continue on. And the second one's probably going to open up very rapidly because we'll be ready to do that one too. So CJ's done awesome stuff with the grant. CJ, the other big question is what have you gotten back from 555 Fitness before you got to bounce on us here?
And I don't know that I have enough time before I have to bounce.
I think that's going to be the constant answer for everyone, myself included. But
yeah, honestly, I mean, the connections I've made have just been beyond what I could ever imagine. I mean, the experiences of like getting to go places and meet different people, it's invaluable, but especially the family that I built with you and Reed and Bobby and Will and Dustin. I mean, everybody becomes family in 555, and it's amazing the relationships that I have. Like, I'm closer to y'all than I am some of the people I work with every third day, you know, and that just, it blows my mind that that's the case, but it is. Like, y'all have become family, and we see each other a few times a year, but I'm closer to y'all than I am a lot of people that I'm surrounded by daily. And so for sure, that is my biggest blessing out of all this, is the relationships and everything I get to learn through talking to y'all and having y'all in my life. That's been a really cool part of this, besides like the feeling of that I get whenever we give away grants and getting to be a part of that, which is, of course, you know, selfishly makes me feel good because I get to be a part of that. But yeah, definitely the relationships.
Yeah, that to me is definitely the best part of it all. You know, starting as a fan myself with this thing that someone else started it, just like everyone else kind of started as a fan and we all came into it. You got that feeling of like, this is really cool that there's other people out there that we can work on a project, on a mission together to help others from different parts of the country and all come together. And you just develop this bond. And that's what FDIC would be. I mean, that's what MSA Block Party sign holding that would be going on right now.
Yeah.
Would be firefighters doing this all over the place.
With Will yelling at them.
Will and Jimmy yelling at them, yes. Raising money for 555 at that too. But, you know, it's that bond that we've developed together that I think is the most important thing. And as I'm sitting here, I'm getting to see all your faces. And I look up at the wall above me with everybody's picture on it at my desk. And I like just think of all these places we've been together and people we've met and where they're from and things that is just totally out of control.
Yeah. Awesome. I think that's the funny thing is I actually met CJ for the first time at FDIC and she came up to me and said, I know you.
I was a Bobby fan before anything. I remember seeing Bobby working out in her in the bay at work, and I was like, that lady is such a badass. So I saw the firefighter throw down. I was like, can I have my picture taken with you?
I thought someone put you up to it, to be honest.
No.
Why does Levi look
that-
like he's like 80 years old?
That's only happened to one person we know of in 555, that someone put him up to go say something to him. So
Right.
you know how that goes. But yeah, you know, that's something else too that was kind of a byproduct of all this, was kind of like the social media celebrityness of just different people. And it's not even like celebrityness or celebrity-is. I don't even know if that's a word. But, you know, you see people online and then you get to meet them in real life. And it's been one of the coolest things ever. And one of the guys who popped in just now live from his camper there in Detroit, Michigan, it popped up today that 4 years ago today, I met the legend who I was watching on YouTube prior to ever meeting him in life, and his exploits with the Highland Park Fire Department in Michigan, Scott Ziegler there. And we were able to meet there. So Scott, I did just kind of talk you up a little bit, but just go ahead and introduce yourself real quick. Tell everybody where you're from, who you are.
I gotta go
Bye.
real quick. I'll see y'all later.
All right, CJ. Have a good time. Thank you.
What's up? I'm Scott. Everybody calls me Zig. I know most of you in here, except for I've never met you, Brittany. There's an 815 number that I've never met either. So Detroit, Michigan, Detroit Fire Department. I met Pip and these crazy people like, what was it, 4 years ago, Pip? 4 years ago.
Climb Hop said 4 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, I believe it was 4 years because I was on Detroit, and it had to have been a year into my time with Detroit. So, and then they just wouldn't leave me alone. So
That's how it worked. I didn't know that's how it worked. So when Scott jumped on board, he started helping me out with Facebook because he had a pretty good knowledge of Facebook then. It's now changed so many times. He still has a really
good at it.
Facebook.
No, I'm not.
But Facebook is just such it just changes so much, you know, where like IG was kind of an easier thing to get down and do. But Scott really was a huge help with Facebook. And then it turns out that his ex-fire department won one of our grants.
Yeah.
The Highland Park Fire Department won a grant 2 years ago, I'd say.
Yeah. 3 years ago.
I'm saying 3 years ago. Okay, sorry. See, I'm the worst with this. That's why.
That's when I met Ziegler, was giving away that grant.
Oh, you met there before FDIC, so there you go. Which is really cool. But one of the big things that tonight is all about, though, is you know, we all know what 555 does. We all kind of know our parts, and we know how important our relationships are together. But what do you think the best thing that you got back from 555 was thus far?
Me?
Yes, you. Sorry, Scott.
Oh, it's okay. Questions on the spot. The best thing that I've gotten back from 555, the best thing is definitely the friendships that I've gotten out of it. I mean, there's so many awesome things that I've gotten out of 555, but the best would have to be the friendships. I mean, we've been friends for 4 years. You guys are some of my best friends. I only get to see you once, maybe twice a year if I'm lucky. And it's like every year I seem to gain another friend in the group. So that's, to me, that's the best part. But a close second to that would probably have to be just what we've done in the fire service and helping people out, and still having access and managing the Facebook page, which it pretty much manages itself through Read and Instagram. I still get to read some of the messages that come through there, and some of the stuff that people say on that it's pretty cool, seeing that, you know, we have an impact in people's lives and their fitness journeys in the fire service, or even, I mean, cops or EMS, whatever. I believe we've had some people that aren't any of those things who just follow along, that we've helped out. So that's right up there next to the friendships. That's been pretty awesome. And in third place would be Billy.
This comes in with that. You know, I think too, when we talk about 555, it's something that, you know, you get to see the back end of, because you see the messages, and, you know, a lot of us know here, but there's so many people that aren't involved in emergency services at all that reach out to us and follow us and thank us not to coin that phrase, thank you for your service type thing, but thank us for what we're doing. And early on, one of them was, we started getting messages from like traveling salespeople that were like, you guys are the only people that put out free body weight workouts that I can do wherever I'm traveling to. And we never would have guessed when we started this thing that things like that would have been happening. And again, if you look at these strange days we're in now and everybody's working out at their house, body weight workouts sure have become important to a lot of people, huh? Like, I'm not trying to take credit for it, but, just saying, happened to be that way.
Which I promise I will get back on getting on Instagram. You don't have to message me. I know I'm slacking. Some things have come into play.
He's talking to the public, not me, right? Because there's another thing too with our team when we talk about it, and none of them are here yet, but currently a large portion of us that run 555, all of us almost, are on the East Coast. We're in the Northeast, and we're in areas that are getting hit pretty hard. But the members of 555 in other places in the country have really stepped up because of what's going on with us, and that they're keeping the ball rolling for us. So I think that goes along to the friendship thing too we've made. As much as I want to get to Billy, Brittany's been waiting a long time, Billy, so you just got to give me a couple seconds here and we'll get over there to you. But Miss Brittany, you want to unmute yourself there for a little bit?
Yes. Hello.
What's happening? So who are you? Where are you from? How did we pick you up? Don't mind that kid running by.
So can you guys hear me okay?
You're good. You're good.
All right. My name's Brittany. I am from Boston. I'm a firefighter right outside of Boston in a town called Belmont. I've been a firefighter for about 3 years career, and then I was on a call department prior to then. My sister, Brooke Taylor, previously worked for Zoll, and she did the Auto Pulse and did trade shows and all that jazz. So she took me to FDIC, and that's where I originally met most of you guys. Was down at FDIC, I think, 2 years ago?
Yeah, I think 2 years ago it was when we met you.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously the mission's sick, and I would love you guys all, and I've followed you for a while, and I was like, this would be so sick to be a part of. So eventually, Pip called me and was like, I got a job for you. And I was like, all right, whatever you want, whatever you need. I'm totally in it. I want to help. And so I started, I got the lovely task of pairing up with Mr. Reed, and we have done like some stuff with the Instagram. So that's pretty much where my role plays into, is all the Instagram stuff along with, Reed. He does all the more important stuff. I just find the stuff to repost and whatnot. So,
which is a huge part of it, because you're sharing what other people sharing our mission, you're sharing for us. And I think that is the coolest thing we do right now on social media.
Yeah.
It show so many different people in so many different places who believe enough in our mission to post about it each day. So that don't say that's not an important part at all.
It's been a lot of fun, especially like using the hashtag like 555 fitness and being able to see like people are so creative and the things that they're doing. Like, I know my chief kicked us out of all of our gyms, so like we can't even have access to our gyms at work. So like, and seeing other people's ideas, I'm like, that's so creative. You would have never like thought of something like this. I'm not that creative, so seeing other people's ideas, I'm like, sick.
Like Pinterest for firefighters that want to work out. Hashtag 555
exactly.
fitness.
So it's been really awesome to be a part of the team for sure. I mean, it's such a cool opportunity that I never really thought I would ever have the chance of getting. And then when you called me, you're like, oh, I got a job for you. I'm like, sick. And then
it's not going to pay you anything.
Obviously being able to go to EMS today this year, that was my first trade show, and that was a blast. I had so much fun, and that was like such an awesome opportunity to be able to even like get closer to you guys and like really have a bond, and I totally appreciated that, and it was awesome. So,
and I didn't get you sick, which I was really worried about.
I know. Don't worry, I've already been quarantined twice, and it's an absolute disaster up here. It's absolutely disastrous. So
yes, because like I said, we were all together. 5 of us were together right before right before this whole thing happened. So we were at the last trade show that could have occurred type thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Is a good way to put it. So cool. We will get back to you in a little bit here when we get some stuff going. There's someone who's been waiting for a while, and I don't know who it is, but their telephone number is 815. So I don't know who that is, but who are you with an 815 telephone number there?
Hey, Pip, it's Nick Dingus.
Oh, hey, Nick, what's going on? You had some video before, but now you don't anymore.
Yeah, give me 30 seconds. Keep talking, and I'll pull off the interstate.
Oh.
I'm coming out of the south side of Chicago, so hang on one second.
We've never had what's it called? We've never had anyone in a car before on the size up here. So any type of danger you could have or anything like that, just go safe. So for those of you who don't know who Nick Dingus is, Nick is a firefighter out in Sublette, Illinois, which is about an hour and a half out of Chicago. And he owns a company called Dingus Fire, a fire equipment company. And Nick and his company have been huge supporters of 555 since we met them, I want to say it was about 2.5 years ago. And normally right now at FDIC, we would be there's Nick, right across from their booth, or possibly this year in their booth,
Correct.
Doing some cool stuff. So Nick, I gave you a little intro, but I'm sure you could do a little better there than I did.
No, I think you did a pretty good job.
What it is you do.
Yeah, we've been pretty blessed. I've been in the fire service for 23 years as a firefighter paramedic, currently the assistant chief of my hometown in Sublette, as Pip said. Just love it. I'm one of, there's 11 of us in my family in the fire service. We're in our 4th generation, which I think is pretty cool. And I've been blessed to have a fire equipment company called Dingus Fire here in the Midwest. We cover 7 states. We've got an office in Illinois and one in Michigan. And actually, I saw Scott Ziegler pop up. I texted him, but I see him from time to time when we're at some trade shows and things. And we've been very lucky and blessed to, be part of 555 as well. We've been able to do some fundraising for you guys, give away some grants, which is always important. My brother had a heart attack on the job a few years ago, and it just made us realize what that need is. And cardiovascular health and just taking care of your body are at the forefront. I know Pip's been out to my house before, and at one point in my career when I was a full-time fireman, I'd let myself kind of go a little bit through some injuries, and luckily, I got back on track with some body weight workouts and able to lose about 40 pounds over the last 10 years and keep it off and try to have a little bit of a healthier lifestyle. Unfortunately, when you own a business and kind of run in a lot of different directions, you can't always have the healthiest lifestyle, but you try to control those things through eating and body weight workouts. I try every other day at least, and it's been able to be helpful to me and also my family.
That's awesome, man. I mean, you have a great family and you have a very active lifestyle. And I know as you can see, there's tractor trailers driving behind you as you're telling us this right now. And what we were able to do with Dingus Fire at FDIC last year was give away 3 grants, I believe.
Yep, 3 or 4, yep.
This is when we need CJ here to confirm all this.
No, and that's awesome. And obviously, one of our missions as a company, because we are blessed, is giving back. And we're always trying to fundraise and do different things to help out, firefighters in our area that are in need. And unfortunately, we've had a few deaths over the last year. And right now, actually, one of our friends locally is battling cancer, and we're trying to help him out. And we just feel that that's our, one of the things that we can do as an organization is always try to give back and help. And that's the mission of the Dingus Fire Company, and we're proud to do that.
And listen, we all can't thank you enough. I know all the folks here, except for probably Brittany, have met you and have been out to FDIC with you, and it's amazing to see your organization work and all the help they've given us. And kind of wish we were there with you this year, but we'll make some things happen next year. I know we had some plans this year. We actually had a very cool plan for the Dingus Fire booth this year, and a very cool competition plan. And I'm not going to say it because we're definitely going to do it next year, because I think we can make that happen next year for sure.
Yeah, I was pretty pumped about it actually, and unfortunately we can't execute it, but we'll do it for sure next year.
Yeah, it was definitely going to be a good one. Well, Nick, man, we'll let you get back to the road. I appreciate you jumping in, and again, we all appreciate your support in this whole thing we got going on here.
Absolutely. Thank you, Pip, Bobby, and your whole team. You guys are awesome. So appreciate it. Keep up the good work.
Awesome, man. Thank you. All right, hang on. Let me get some more stuff going here. All right, let me see if I can make this happen now. Let's see. We'll get Big William back in here because he's been busy and waiting just as long. If I can get it going. His video was getting a little crazy there. It was starting to go all over the place.
My phone died.
And your phone died in the camper, man. You missed it all. But you even got a shout out from Nick Dingus. So. I don't know what's up. I can't.
So people,
Not officially. He didn't use legend, so it wasn't official.
He didn't use legend, so it doesn't count. All right, well.
AJ didn't have to sneak cheese curds onto a plane this year.
I would have much rather snuck cheese curds than sit in this fucking dump.
Hey, easy, man. Why
All
you
right.
gotta do that on the podcast?
Right,
man?
I forgot it's a podcast.
Why do you gotta get me to the E? Like,
I'm sorry.
the last time you were on, I think in the first 2 minutes you dropped an F-bomb. Like, my parents listen to this, and I just had to sin.
I totally forgot it was a podcast.
You got to edit out F-bombs in your podcast, Pip?
I don't do the editing. We don't edit it out. We just take the E. But, I'm trying to make it a family show more. My kids are on it. Sin was on it last week from Afro Brutality, and that was definitely that ran the limit of F-bombs for a little while. I think if we can make this happen or not. But I don't know.
Putting myself back on mute.
I don't know what happened to Billy there. Maybe he got mad because I turned his video off. I can't get him back on. But let's see. Who else jumped in next? Levi, you've been waiting a while, and you already got made fun of a little bit. So
he looks like he's an 80-year-old man.
He does look kind of
got those blenders on. Is that what those are? The blue light blockers?
I couldn't figure out who it was at first. I thought, like, who's this old guy?
It's like that app. Remember that app that was like pretty hot a couple months ago?
Yeah.
Where he's making himself look old.
Yeah.
No, women don't do that. We don't try and make ourselves look old, AJ.
I saw that one of you, AJ, but it just looked like you. I didn't. I didn't see
I age well.
So Levi, go ahead and
I think you look great.
introduce yourself and tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and how you got involved with 555. Because you have a unique story too, as opposed to everybody else's here, I think.
Yeah, so I'm Levi. I'm a firefighter out here in Denver, Colorado, a place called Adams County. We're just north of the actual city, Denver. But as far as being a part of 555, I think you and I, Pip, have been Facebook friends for a while before you even started inviting people to be a part of your team. So I was just a fan initially, liking all your stuff, and you would give me shit about, oh, sorry, I said it.
It's already gone.
You were giving me crap for being in the calendar. So that's a big thing I do here too, is I'm a part of the Colorado Firefighter Calendar. Right now I am Mr. 2020, the cover of the
No one cares.
calendar.
Do you have the calendar there? Can you hold it up for everybody?
I have mine, and I care because he raised a crap ton of money for kids.
How about you hold up the calendar? Where is it?
I'll go get it.
Oh, you know you have a calendar.
Shameless plug. We know you have a calendar there. You don't have to make Bobby go get it. We know there's one like waiting for this moment.
Anyways, you and I have been friends, and you liked what I was doing out here in Colorado, and I believe you asked me to be a part of your team, and I was pretty stoked about being a part of it, and the rest is history. We travel together. We take a bunch of trips. Got to know a lot of the 555 guys who are part of my family, and I would much rather talk to these guys than people I know out here.
You guys know, everybody knows that this is like a recorded podcast that's going to be put out to everybody. This is like the fourth time that's gotten said tonight. I just want to remind everybody, this isn't just us talking.
I love the Detroit Fire Department and everybody that works on it.
I rescind my comment.
I didn't say
what I said earlier. I love
That's the best
everybody.
thing
Just
is
throwing that out
everybody's
there, just to
acting
let
like
you know,
it's not a
we're recording.
podcast. It's perfect.
This is everything that's not a podcast.
If you're not keeping it real, it's not worth it.
It is true. That is very true. And with 555, I will say this, that one of the things that brings us all together is that it's all about keeping it real all the time with everybody. And that, I think, is one of our biggest successes. when it comes to the emergency service fitness industry is that we live our lifestyle and we talk about, you know, the pluses and the minuses, let's say. So Levi's plus with the calendar that Bobby was holding up, I don't know how your screens are all going to look when you see this. But where's Bobby at? Bobby, hold the calendar back up again just for Levi. Now he's leaving. He's going to take his shirt off, actually. But he's on the cover this year, and there it is, everybody, because he said he didn't have it. Now it's in 2 places on the screen. But, you know, that calendar raises, tell them how much money you guys raise each year.
Right now we're just over $700,000.
That's way more than 555's ever raised for.
And I thought it was like $100.
Yeah. What's funny about this calendar is they're all ranked around the whole world, actually, and Colorado is year by year ranked the #1 firefighter calendar in the world. So that's a pretty cool thing to be a part of, for sure.
That is awesome. So aside from all these cool friends that make fun of you about being in a calendar, just like I did, because we're all kind of the same, what do you think the biggest thing you got back from being involved with 555 is?
Ooh, you know what? Like I mentioned before, I think the friendship that I made with all of you guys, I can't tell you like how many times people would offer their couch to me because of 555. Like, hey man, if you're coming to visit, you could stay with me, or vice versa. You know, I know you've came over to my house and stayed with me, and I really honor that friendship and relationship that I've gotten with all of you guys. But besides that, are just what we do and how many people we help, because not a lot of people can afford workout equipment. Not everybody is as spoiled as like my department. So to provide that grant to a lot of people, that makes me feel like I'm doing my parts, you know.
It's awesome, man. It is, you know, and part of the, again, everything changing in life, but this year we really wanted to get more and more people out to the grant presentations who haven't been to any of them before, because it is the coolest thing that I think we do. And I think that it really is something everybody has to kind of experience. So hopefully we'll be able to do that again shortly. Is an easy way to put it, but cool. All right, so somebody is getting really harassed here in his video, so I don't know much how longer he's gonna make it. So Turtle, man, you're the senior man here, Turtle.
Yeah, I guess it was 5 years ago we met. Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, 6
5 years
FDIC.
ago.
Yeah, 5 or 6. 5 years ago we met, right?
It's been a long time. So.
It's been a long time. We met Turtle and his brother Garrett, the OG Huffman, who should be popping in here hopefully tonight. Garrett.
If Garrett doesn't wear that red shirt
and tie, he's out.
He's not allowed it.
So we met them. Our first trip to FDIC, we drove out from New Jersey. AJ was in my truck with us, hauling a trailer through a snowstorm. And we were in the parking lot of, I guess it's in between Lucas Oil Stadium and the Indiana Convention Center. We had a booth outside in the parking lot, and Turtle and his brother came over, and we had known them from social media, and the rest is kind of history, right? I think shortly thereafter that, you guys both started working with us, right?
Yeah, I mean, so I really had no idea who y'all were. And my brother's like, hey, let's walk over here.
I was not really big into working out at all. So we go over there and, you know, I don't know if you remember, but we were still wearing our shirts and ties because at the time we were volunteers for FDIC. So I had been going up there since 2008. And we go out there. We had a little break from our little duties we were supposed to do. We walk outside and see y'all. And I just remember doing burpees. And I got a T-shirt out of it. And I remember it was you and AJ and Ava. And I think Eddie was there.
Yep. And Larry was there too.
But yeah, and, you know, y'all spread the word to me, tell me, you know, what the mission and everything like that. And it turned into something that actually changed the way I looked at my job. Because, you know, I played sports in high school, but, you know, after high school, you know, you get that college body going on, you know, you're out partying, drinking, whatever. And, you know, I got hired and went through rookie school, and after rookie school, I put all that weight back on, and I realized, I mean, it wasn't a lot of weight, but I realized, hey, you know, I need to do something different. And meeting y'all was a huge change in my daily life. And now it's like, it's a habit now. It's weird whenever I don't work out, or it's weird whenever, you know, I go out and eat terribly unhealthy, you know? But yeah, so 5 years is minimum. And so I'm here at work right now. I'm at my volley house, but I think they left me alone. So hopefully I'll be able to stick around for a little bit.
They heard the importance of your story and decided to run away for you. But I thought you were at work tonight. That's why I'm like, let me get you in there. But I think, well, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I think so.
You froze there, man. But I think you answered both questions in one. You know, kind of what you've gotten back is the biggest part, is just a change in your lifestyle. And I think for us, that is probably another cool little byproduct, is how many people have you all met that just come up and say kind of like, thank you, because I've changed my lifestyle because of 555, which again, when we started this thing, we didn't really think things like that would be happening at all in life. I can't believe what just appeared on my screen right now, but this like never ends. I'm going to get to that guy in a minute who just came in with his little joke in the back.
Oh, Ted, what's up?
So, hey, Steven, man, you've been popped in here for a while too, man. So let's get – go ahead. You kind of heard how this is rolling, Steven. I don't think I need to ask the question.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see if I can get this to work right or not.
Yeah, you're good, man. You're good. You're in.
No, I'm Steven. I'm with St. Matthews Fire Department in Louisville, Kentucky. I've been a firefighter for about 18 years now. I think I started following you all on Instagram and Facebook, and met you all. I think it was in 2017 at FDIC during the last firefighter throwdown that they had.
That'd be 2017 then, yes.
And I think I got paired up with a couple of people from 555 as workout partners and that, and met you, started talking to you, and by the end of the weekend, it was, when I get back to New Jersey, I'll give you a call and send you a bunch of information if you want to be a part of this. And I'm like, all right, let's do this. So
I think I could have just been scared of you and your size, and it's been very intimidated. Everybody told me, like, get that guy on the team. We need a really big guy. This was before William came around.
Before William, yeah, I look small compared to William.
So in all that then, and I mean, and you've been an awesome part of the team, just helping us out wherever we need help. But what do you think the biggest thing you've gotten back from that whole?
I think the biggest thing I've gotten back so far, I think it was CJ and I went to Auburn, Alabama, back in November of last year.
Yep, that's about right.
Like November or something, to do one of the grant presentations. And to be involved in that and to see those individuals that were awarded the grant, to do a workout with them and just kind of hear a little bit of their story and stuff of how they saw us, decided that, you know, they wanted to try to apply for a grant and see if they could get it, and just how happy they were to, you know, receive that equipment. And
yeah, no, that was a big one too, because that was our first police department. Auburn, that was Auburn.
No, they were a fire department, but they were part of the university. They have students that.
Oh, okay, that was it. Yep, they had student fire program one.
Yeah, they have a student fire program that allows students to attend college and then work, like in the evenings, or like somehow to actually help pay for their college and that. So
yeah, they kind of had like a rotating door of firefighters rolling through there, and you know, that was actually a really good presentation. There's really good video from that we put up every now and again with you guys working out with them. So again, probably one of the coolest things we get to do with 555 is actually give the equipment away. And there's a guy who popped in over here who's helped us give some equipment away. Is I'm Not a Chef AJ from the Fork and Hose company over there. Let me get him unmuted. There we go. Right.
What's up?
What's up? So AJ is a social media maven. I mean, this dude is crushing it in the current. I have to cook at home with my daughter every day. I mean, he was doing it prior to anybody really starting it. I think you originated cook at home cooking videos, AJ.
I don't think I originated it. But they want to see my daughter, not me. That's the real truth of the story.
They want to hear her yelling in the background. But
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about yourself there, AJ. Even though you've already been, you're actually a repeat guest on the Size Up.
Yeah.
How about that? Look at
Wow.
that.
That's insane.
Episode 2 and episode 6.
So 2 and
I've come such a long way.
So I'm AJ. I'm a firefighter here in Harrison, New York. It's a suburb outside of New York City. And I run Fork and Hose Company, which, if you guys don't know by now, is a firehouse cooking page where I'm just trying to inspire people to get cooking in the kitchen.
Cool. And like I said, you've been on. If you want to hear more about AJ, you can definitely go back to episode 2. But you shared a story off mic about 555 AJ with me that I had not known. Do you want to share that story too, about kind of how or the importance of 555, let's say?
Yeah, it was the one about my friend, that one?
Yeah, kind of how you got into fitness.
Yeah. So, around the time that, I met Pip on on Instagram, right before that, I had an event happen in my life that kind of changed my path, so to speak. At that time, I was eating very poorly. I was drinking a little more than I probably should. And then I found my friend dead, and it was because he was leading a unhealthy lifestyle, and that kind of hit a chord with me. And I said to myself, you know what? I think I've got to change here. And by me changing, not only did I change, I kind of changed the way I approached cooking in the firehouse. And then from there, it was like, all right, I can't just change cooking. Now I got to work out more. And from there, it led me to 555 Fitness and meeting Pip and Larry, and then the rest of you lovely bunch. So it's been insane, yeah.
It's just crazy because I didn't know that story until after AJ and I recorded our podcast together. He said that when the podcast was over, and I think about how many people I've met and we've met who had some type of a sentinel event in their life, whether it had happened to them or has happened to someone they know, that made them say, I need to kind of change my ways and start leading a healthier lifestyle. And I know a lot of us have spoken, obviously we speak all the time, but with what's going on in society now, how many people are going to maybe say, I need to make a change. This is not so good for me, the way I'm living my life here.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate that sometimes that it has to get to that point. But I think it's important that when, it does happen, you take the opportunity to kind of, I don't want to say capitalize on it, but, use that as a learning opportunity and, try to make yourself better. And, that's kind of how it happened with me, at least.
Yeah, and it's definitely something we've done with 555 over the years, just with different people we've met and trying to share their stories. And now in this craziness of sharing everybody else's stories, it's just, it's pretty awesome to be able to do that, So thanks, Chef. You got anything coming up we want to plug before you may have to run? So
I've got some stuff coming up, but I can't really talk about it right now.
Oh, see? Not the only person with secrets.
AJ, secret.
I'm muting myself now. I don't want to drop an F-bomb.
I'm not the only person with secrets. So, look at that. Another perfect lead-in. Speaking of dropping the F-bomb, none other than the man, the myth, the legend himself from South Jersey, James Keegan down there. His ultimate background. We lost you in the background, Jimmy. You got to get off the green screen. You're the same color.
The mad clamor.
It's not working, Jimmy.
It's not working. You got to go back to the regular screen. Keegs, can you hear us? You there?
Hold up. Can you hear me?
Leave it up to New Jersey to screw it up.
Easy. You may as well be in New Jersey where your firehouse is, but you got to get rid of the green screen, man. There you go. Now you're back. So I'm sure you've kind of heard how this has gone, Jimmy, but if you just give us a quick introduction, who you are, how you got involved, and what 555 means to you.
All right. My name's Jimmy Keegan, 555J Keegs on Instagram. From Cherry Hill Fire Department in South Jersey. I've been, I guess almost 5 years now. was on Facebook one day and I see this like lieutenant from New Brunswick, New Jersey. Believe it or not, it is a real city. It's very small, but it is a city. And he was like, hey, I'm doing this photo shoot for my fitness thing. And I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm in New Jersey. I'll go help you out. So I drove up there and I met him and Ava. And they gave me a bunch of free pre-workout samples and pictures. And, that's kind of it.
You started as a model, is what you're saying. We pretty much brought you in for your charm, your looks, and your charm.
If I don't know, I haven't been on the 555 Fitness app in quite a while, but at one point I was actually the picture for the wall balls. If there was ever wall balls in a workout, so I fucking hate wall balls, but I was the wall ball picture. So there's that.
So what do you think the biggest thing 555 has given back to you over these years? You've definitely been around for a while, so you got a lot. And a Kings Row athletic shirt on, which is even more dope for our buddy Cheese.
Right? Kings Row, Cheese is the man. I like this, right? Like, I mean, everyone else is all, obviously Zoom meetings are kind of a thing now, but everyone else is all, like, worried and shit. And I'm just sitting here, like, drinking some beers with you guys. Obviously, we should be in Indianapolis right now. Yeah. Cheers, Reed. There you go. But we get it, Scott. It's a great background. Cool. You go to Fires? Cool. Awesome.
I think so. So that
you're muted. I can't hear you.
Wait. You ride a Quint? Is that right? You ride a Quint?
I just wanted to make sure you guys.
It's got a red line. He pulls the red line. It's not a Quint.
I just wanted to make sure you guys noticed.
But anyway, it's my dogs. But yeah, it's like this, right? I got friends all over the country now, and that's what the coolest part to me. Like, I mean, looking at it, we got there's New England and Colorado and whatever Detroit's considered, and California, and wherever.
The South, the South, the dirty South, the middle South, Nova. But no, I think.
I mean, I can tell. Look, I just look at this screen and I got lots of stories that I'm not going to share right now, and that's what's awesome. It's awesome.
I think it's awesome that Zog doesn't have a fake background behind him.
Yeah, that's cool.
Right, we live in such a good
That's why Scott had to change his.
Yeah, my palm trees come up all weird.
Hey, does this make you guys feel better?
I'm also not wearing pants.
You guys more comfortable now?
I think
this is a no pants party.
My background is also real. It's just Costa Rica.
I'm going to say that my greatest take back from 555, again, like we say, is all of you. It's the best firehouse kitchen table in the world.
Exactly. That's a good way to put it.
I mean, we break each other's balls. We don't go to fires together, even though I'm still working on some stuff with that.
Scott doesn't go to fires either. So.
No, ever. He rides an ambulance like Levi.
There it is. I see it.
But, it's so amazing, and it's very hard to explain to people that when you put yourself out there, when you want to do something better for others, other people that have the same like-mindedness of you are going to join together. And that's how you create something like 555. And it's really cool. So thanks, Keegs. I'm going to jump over here, though, to a dude who came in with the original background, and one of our number one supporters, fans, brothers, whatever you want to call it, is Terry Kehoe from the Zoll Medical Corporation.
What's up, buddy? How are you?
What's up, Terry? How are you?
Good to see you guys.
So normally we would be hanging out with Terry at FDIC right now at the MSA block party, getting ready to go dancing, because that tends to be what happens at a place that just won't say its name, because it's not a very nice place, I guess.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Just stop.
Your feet stick to the floor. But anyway,
so
Terry.
What place? Because there's more than one. I mean, we end up at 5.
He means Tiki Bob's, and it's amazing.
Gotcha.
Bob's.
That would be a Thursday night haunt for us at FDIC. But Terry, you kind of have a unique tale with 555 too. So you want to go ahead and just give the Cliff Notes version of that one?
God, Pip, how long has it been now? And Bobby, I mean, you were there from the very beginning when we were, 3? It's got to be longer than that now. Is it 4?
We're 3 FDICs in with that challenge, but we did it the year before that, we hooked up with Zoll and
So we started something called the Assault on CPR Challenge, which was a really cool combination of assault fitness, 555, and Zoll plays a small part in that as well. And it's a great way for for us to give back to a cause that certainly I believe in really strongly, and as a corporation or an organization we really believe in. And if there's nothing, I don't know of a more important cause than prevention of line of duty death in the fire service, right? And as a company that focuses on cardiac arrest solutions and things like that, I mean, it's a natural fit, and just a really small way that we can give back. And, for me personally, I've been a paramedic for 20 plus years at this point, and it's like home for me. So I just can't thank all of you enough for letting me and letting Zoll play a small part in this.
See, he says Zoll plays a small part, but they play such a big part in it, because we've now done the Assault on CPR Challenge. I think in our last Zoll 555 meeting, I think we're up to like 11 different locations we've done it at. So that really means a lot to us, because you guys get us in front of so many different people, and we've met so many people through the Assault on CPR Challenge that it's been unreal. And I think the cool part that you and I talked about when we were together in Tampa was how many people come back at a show to do it again.
Come back and get the shirt for this year's challenge, all those sorts of things, or the socks for this year's challenge. Yeah, because people take it seriously and want to participate in it. And it's a great fit for everybody involved. And like I said, it wouldn't happen except for everybody on this screen here right now. So.
And for our friends at Assault, who we wanted to get Tracy in tonight, but she was a little busy. But it's cool to have the Assault bike going, because everybody can ride a bicycle, right? Everybody loves the Assault bike, don't they?
Absolutely. Well, I mean, nobody loves the Devil's Tricycle, but but everybody can ride it for sure.
Cool. Well, Terry, man, we can't thank you enough. And I guess now, I don't know where Zog went. Now Zog, there's Zog. He's back. He had to put his pants on. Hang on one second.
Nope, still don't have pants on.
Still don't have pants on. Just sitting outside.
Not gonna happen.
So where are you right now? Who are you? What do you do? I mean, that's pretty much what I'm going through here with all these different folks, and soon it's going to turn into a free-for-all, I think.
So my name is Justin. A lot of people know me as Zog, and I am sitting on my front porch in beautiful San Diego. See the palm trees in the background. I'm not trying to brag at all. I'm totally trying to brag, obviously. That's why I'm not wearing pants, and I'm sitting on my front porch. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Same.
How did you get involved with 555?
I also want to say hi to everybody. How do I see everybody's face at the same time? Is that possible?
You have to change your
gallery view.
To change your view, gallery view.
Okay, I see. Oh wait,
Top right corner.
up on the right.
Top right corner.
Yeah. I think I got to turn it like this. I don't know. I'm not going to waste everybody's time trying to figure that out, but I see Keegs has Levi as his persona. I can see you right now, Ziggy. I could just kind of scroll. I can keep scrolling and seeing everybody. Anyway, so what did you ask me? Sorry.
How did you?
I want to see everybody. I haven't seen all of these beautiful faces in so long. So this
right.
Is so good.
That's been a consistent.
Cheers!
Here, right?
One more time. Cheers to everybody that can see me.
Cheers to you, brother. They're all muted, but me right now. But they're all drinking, so you can't see them. And having a cheers to you. And I think that's been a big theme, and I knew it was going to be that is the friendships we've made through this. But you have a pretty interesting story about how you got involved. I don't want to say got involved with 555, but that aha moment in Atlanta. Can you just talk about that for a little bit?
Yeah. So without getting too long-winded, because I love to talk about it. I was competing in the firefighter throwdown in Atlanta. It was my second firefighter throwdown, and it was the second time that I'd actually gotten to talk to you. I'd met you in San Diego at the previous one. And at that time, I was really trying to be a competitive CrossFitter. I had been on the job with San Diego for like maybe 6 years, 5 years, something like that. And I would say that my emphasis of fitness was more focused on the CrossFit side and less on the fire side. So I think I got kind of carried away and wanted to become like a competitive CrossFitter. firefighter throwdown was a great opportunity for firefighters to compete with each other, but I got really driven to try to be as like competitive and CrossFit as I could. But at that event, I was hanging out with all these great firefighters, you know, a bunch of knuckleheads just like myself, and we had all trained really hard to get ready for it or whatever. But what really struck me is that I had put all this time and effort to be physically fit myself, but I wasn't doing a whole lot to get my crew fit. So I guess the aha moment that I had was, what is my purpose? What's my drive to be fit? Is it to be a competitive CrossFitter, which is cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm a firefighter. I swore an oath to be able to perform my duties when 911 is called. And the aha moment for me was that those of us that were competing at the throwdown and all the vendors like yourself and Brute Force Sandbags and other vendors all represented the kind of the line of duty deaths. You know, like there was about 80 competitors, I think, and then with all of us, it ended up being like maybe 120 of us total. And every year, 100 firefighters are dying. And so it just kind of made an impact on me that we represented the line of duty deaths, and we also represented what was good about or I guess how we could change that stat. And but we got to take that back to the firehouse. We can't just train on our own, which is what I was doing in order to get ready for competitions. We gotta actually take that with us everywhere we go. And so after that, I ended up coming back to San Diego, lit a fire under my ass to not only be as physically fit as I can be, but I'm laughing at Levi's screen right now. Or
screens everywhere going on.
Not only be as physically fit as I can, but also be as good at the job as I can, because the two have to go hand in hand. We're firemen. We have an oath. Firefighters. Sorry. We have it. No, I'm not sorry about that. But anyway, we have an oath that we've sworn, and when the tones drop, it's time for us to go to work. And it's important for us to be fit, but it's also very important for us to be good at our job. So the two kind of like came together in Atlanta. And then right after that, you came to San Diego. I took you out to Waterfront, which for those of you that have been to San Diego that I haven't taken you to Waterfront, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. The next time you come here.
You haven't taken people there?
No, there's a lot of great places, but that's like, it's an old favorite. Next time everybody's in town, we're all going there. But we're having breakfast, and I just said, hey man, I'm on board with the mission. I love what 555 is all about. What can I do? And the coolest thing was that you said, I don't know. What do you want to do? And that's how it's been since the beginning. And you know, I know you say this quite a bit, but it can't be said enough. It's not about one person. It's not about you know, one of us wherever we're at in the country or the world, whatever we're doing. It's about the mission. It's always been driven by the mission. That's how it started with that conversation, and that's how it's been ever since. And that is what has led to the impact that we've made and the relationships that we've developed, not only with each other, but also with Terry Kehoe, with Tracy Bates, with all these other organizations that have supported us from day one. So it's been a hell of a ride. Hell of a ride.
It's not ending. That's the key part.
Did I say that I wasn't going to be long-winded? Because I guess I just fucked that up. Yeah, so you're welcome.
I think though, my point with this too, and Billy's back, so we're gonna get to him before we lose him again real quick.
Hey, the strong man.
But with all this thing going on too, like every one of you is a podcast episode in and of yourselves, or in a smaller group setting, right? And that was sort of the plan for FDIC, was to grab everybody and record an episode with you real quick, and we couldn't do that. So tonight we're throwing you all in this together, and who knows where we're going to go from this after that. But I would love to have you all on here, because I know everyone has a story just like Zog's. You know, Zog remembers that pivotal moment, and I remember him telling me about it. Didn't look at that event that way, but that made a big thing for me too. So, and I can't appreciate you enough. But let's get to Billy before he opens a fire extinguisher here and goes ham on his house. So let's see. Billy, where are you in the world? Are you in?
I'm in the Upper East Side of Manhattan.
Nice, right where you belong, man. Right?
Fuck, so, I mean, freaky. I don't know what's going on. Hi.
So, tell us who you are, where you're from, and how you got involved with 555.
My name is Billy Hagedis. I'm a New York City firefighter for the last 12 years. I compete in strongman. I pick heavy things up. I put them down. Like to be fat, you know, it's good. I got involved with 555 because of this guy named Pip. We're in Jersey together. Kind of reached out to him a little bit, kind of knew people we knew with each other. And I make fun of CrossFitters, which is all good. I love you guys, but I'm still going to make fun of you. But I just want a different avenue of fitness for big guys. I'm 6'4", 280, you know? I can't do a fucking handstand. I don't like taking my shirt off in the gym. So you know what? I like to pick up heavy things, and I feel like there's other firefighters out there like me, a little bigger, that a little nervous going to those kind of gyms. So I want to reach out to the bigger guys to show them, hey, don't give up. And that's why I joined 555.
And it's been an amazing ride since having you. But being
It's a roller
able,
coaster. My body is an amusement park.
being able to have that different brand of fitness come into us, because we've been known as the CrossFit people since day one, even though we've been trying to say, we're not exactly the CrossFit people, we like all kinds of fitness. And you've introduced, I would say, almost everybody on this screen into some form of CrossFit training. There he goes. He's going to show off his backside to show the, oh, it's gone now. He knocked over his phone.
Who's showing whose backside?
He's trying to show the t-shirt traps are the new abs.
There it
that
is.
you inspired there.
I mean, come on, we all have abs somewhere. Just I got a little bit of packing in.
But I definitely think that that's a cool part, Billy, was having you come in and teaching us all about strongman and being able to show that as a different avenue for fitness. And I know there are loads of firefighters out there that we've met because of strongman and because of you who are doing it. And actually, I think there may be more strong women firefighters out there than strong men.
Where's Brittany? Brittany's here. Brittany's a fucking awesome girl. I seen Brittany put up a lot of weight. CJ too. I got you, girl. CJ puts up a lot of weight too. These girls are fucking strong. So I mean,
you need to pay attention to Terry Kehoe's screen right now. Just sorry, Billy. I don't mean to cut you off, but
who is that?
I see who that is.
We're totally throwing the F-bombs out of this. You should just like be like, hey, FYI, not family-friendly podcast this one.
This ain't the firehouse table.
This is a whole different kind of firehouse table.
All right, this is the firehouse table. I'll make somebody cry.
We probably increased the viewership then, but
I would love that. It's like Rescue Me, but without the long hair.
I don't know, dude. Look at me and Reed.
Am I talking to Reed right now? Who's that? I don't know.
You gotta shave your head.
Reed's showing that long hair, so
I'm not cutting
hey,
until the quarantine.
you're killing me.
Oh, and I can't stop looking at Levi with fucking AJ's face. I did it again. I'm sorry.
What you said fuck?
Yeah.
Is that what you did again?
We're definitely gonna get the
Howard
E
Stern right now.
No.
What does the E mean?
E, what's E? What?
E for explicit.
Come on now.
When they listen to your podcast, and you get the you get the E. So luckily, most people don't watch this, so at least they're only listening to it and won't see the amazing pictures going on.
We will make sure we'll get some followers with this stuff.
Awesome, man. Well, Billy, again, man, thanks as always. I think I got everybody. I think the other two, is there someone on the phone that I didn't get to yet?
Nick.
That's still Nick Dingus's phone number.
But there's two phones that I have. Is there somebody on an iPhone?
There's one that says iPhone, but I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. So I got Nick. I knew that one was Nick's, but I don't know. Let's jump back. CJ's been gone for a while though. CJ, was your parade good?
Yeah, it went really well.
She made a young girl happy tonight in Denton, Texas. So that's another cool thing. So I think, I don't really know. I didn't know how this was all going to go tonight. You know, we're supposed to be at FDIC. We're supposed to be together. Everybody's kind of been introduced and said their little part, but I want to see where this goes. So who's got something they want to add about 555 and what FDIC and our together when we're together really does for them in the fire?
I got something to say.
Shocking.
I'm gonna try
surprise.
I'm gonna try not to say the F-bomb.
So just say it. Just get it out.
Fuck.
Don't you feel better?
I got a podcast too. We say the F word all the time. The coolest part about 555 is this diversity. You just listen to Billy Hegedus, and you got Zog, and you got AJ, and you got Levi. Everybody's different here. One of the coolest things that I thought came about with 555 is when they pulled in Billy, because not only was he another big city fireman like myself, But
here we go. Here we go.
But he wasn't.
You may have heard of me. I'm a pretty big deal.
He wasn't a CrossFitter for sure, and he wasn't your the typical kind of guy who you would think to be part of 555 with the six-pack abs. And I thought that was a good thing because it showed how all-encompassing we are, and it showed a lot of people that might have looked away from us that that we're relatable, because there's somebody in this group for everybody they can relate to.
Yeah.
I think that was a huge thing for us, and trying to pull in other people from other fitness venues would be awesome. Hasn't really happened yet.
Pay attention
Definitely
to
something
Jimmy
we're
Keegan's
trying to
screen
do.
right now. You'll see him playing a shitty video that he found on YouTube.
Just so you know, that video gets played at every recruit school, and I video it and try to send it to him.
I walked into the station the other day from a call and I hear a voice. I was like, I know that voice. And I turn the corner and they have his video playing on the big screen in the kitchen. So I go take a picture and send it to him. I was like, no one would believe that I know you.
I was orienting a nurse at the flight program, and he's a volley firefighter up in Michigan. He's like, have you ever heard of this guy? He did this thing about a year on my lid, and I thought he was punking me.
He's a legend.
So
he is a legend.
Hey, Ziggy, can we see a picture of your helmet? Pretty please.
I like to tell people I know that guy.
Hey,
I know the
what's
YouTube guy.
Keeks, what's your social media? What's your IG handle?
What?
What's your IG handle? I can never find it. What is it?
Me?
Yes.
555 J Keeks.
Does it never
At
pop up?
Clam Crusaders 14.
Clam Crusaders.
By the way,
Do you have anything you want to promote?
We're selling T-shirts, donating money to food banks in New Jersey, so buy one.
Man, I gotta buy some T-shirts. I like that.
There you
I
go.
like that.
See, now all your listeners, it's like 11 more T-shirts we're gonna sell.
What's the motto? What's your organization's motto? Don't you guys have a motto or something?
Yeah, heave her up.
I like it.
I gotta say, Keegs, I'm a little disappointed. Ever since this clamming thing came about, the content from Spork and Coupling has kind of dropped off.
Do you know how hard it is to run 3 Instagram accounts on your phone?
That's why I don't.
Yes, I do.
So one of the cool things that we
yes,
get to
I
do with
do. Yes, I do. I know exactly.
Brittany does.
Yes.
At
FDIC.
FDIC.
Reed, can we see your hair? Do you have a mohawk? Because obviously Pip stole your haircut, so I'm assuming that maybe you stole his haircut. What do you got? Where'd you go?
I think he froze a little bit there. Reed might have froze. So one of the things that most folks don't know with 555 is when we travel, we usually end up in a very large Airbnb that Bobby secures for us, and FDIC is always the biggest group. So right now, all the people you would see on the screen, minus Terry, who stays in a very nice hotel.
He's smart.
His company, because he's very smart. But we all manage to live in a house, and it's kind of like living in a firehouse for 5 days, or a frat house, or whatever kind of house you want to call it. But that's what we'd be doing. We'd be doing this right now for sure.
AJ would be cooking us dinner tomorrow night.
No, I'd be helping.
Nah.
So we do bring a chef with us with AJ too. But when it comes to being at FDIC, what have you guys found has been like the biggest change you've seen over the years of going there? Because just about everybody's gone to FDIC more than once now. So when it comes to the folks that are there coming up to talk to us, somebody pop in here with a change who's not Ziegler or Zog, because they've talked a lot already.
One guy, 30 minutes. One guy, 30 minutes.
What do you want, Phil?
One guy, 30 minutes.
What do you want? Yeah, 2 guys, 15 minutes. Put this together.
I think sometimes it's just the sheer number of people that come back to see us.
Yeah, it is.
You know, they met us one year at FDIC. They've kind of got hooked on what we do and are coming back each year just to see us and to talk and just make those, I guess, reinforce those connections we have with those individuals.
And it's definitely, as silly as it is being in the same place, people come back to that far back corner of Lucas Oil Stadium to look for us. There's no other reason to come back there, but they come back there to find us.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think I mean I've definitely gotten a lot of messages this week. Like saying I couldn't meet you guys at FDIC this year. You know, I was looking forward to seeing you, and we had some pretty cool things planned for FDIC this year. Our friends from MSA really stepped up the game for what we were going to be able to do at FDIC this year. And
yeah, I feel like between Zoll and Dingus and MSA this year, we've been really putting some stuff together.
Yeah, and it goes into the project that people see with FDIC. You know, if you go to FDIC, you can be an attendee, which is you're seeing everything. Then you have the instructors who put on the programs, and then you have the vendors. And the whole vendor thing is a whole new world when you look at it. Building that booth, what is it? 1 man, 10 minutes?
1 man, 20 minutes.
1 man, 20 minutes.
I thought it was 2 men.
2 men, yeah, sorry.
2 man, 20
what
minutes.
It takes for you guys 20 minutes to put together, it took me 10 months to figure out where it was all going to go.
It took us like 2 days to put it together.
They gave us 1 screwdriver.
Yeah. Where did we even get the tools that we ended up coming up with?
From the Lucas Oil guy.
Talk to a nice Lucas Oil guy.
A box of random sockets that ended up working.
But how many of you were there when they said your person to pick it up has left?
So those back ends of how we do this, you know, that's what a lot of us work on for a year for this. And so to not have it happen is definitely been a bummer, but we're getting through it. And that's not, we're here to be negative about it all tonight, right? But, you know, I love that work. I love the work that we put into it. And one of the things that was said about us from other people who saw us building our booth was like, how did you guys figure that out? Because literally one year we built a booth out of a bunch of parts, and then we took it apart and we rebuilt it again, where Steven was a ladder and I was standing on his shoulders, tightening in bolts for this thing. But I think that comes down to what we all are as firefighters. Sorry, Zog.
And Bobby.
It speaks to what
Hello.
No fun.
And Bobby. She's like a.
You know, we haven't forgotten about you. And nurses. He meant to say and nurses.
And nurses.
Badass black nurse.
Badass flight nurse with a cool helmet made by MSA.
Exactly.
But you know, even that end of it too. But being firefighters and being involved with 555, how do you think that translates as to how we're going to keep this thing moving forward? You know, how we're going to keep changing.
Well, we're going to be isolated for the next 2 to 3 years due to the coronavirus. So it's going to have a whole bunch of Zoom meetings.
A whole bunch of Zoom meetings from your trailer with Dennis Leary.
I don't think this shit's ever going away in Detroit.
I think it's been pretty cool because I feel like in my time with being with 555, I've seen 555 evolve to meet what's been asked of the community or like to fill needs within the community. So like it started out with just giving the workouts, right? And then it developed into giving away grants. And then it's developed into going and actually interacting with people and maybe like branching into these other organizations so that we can spread their knowledge or their resources to others. I feel like it's constantly building, and I feel like that's going to keep happening. And thankfully we are based out of the internet, so we've been okay in this. But I feel like everybody here is just so bought in and constantly having thoughts go to this job or this, you know, thing that we do, this mission, that there's all.
Oh,
froze up.
CJ froze.
Froze.
She froze, getting to a good point there. Oh no! Somebody keep going with her point. That's not me, because I know where she was.
Well, I don't know what she's gonna say.
I think it's ironic. I think in all the years I've been with 555, everybody's like, well, I don't need to have because we have the free app, right? I don't need the free app. I have my gym and I have the equipment at their fire departments, but now they don't have their gym. And so we're able to, I think more people are realizing how necessary it is to have those programs that aren't at a public place.
Hey, why don't we talk about that? What are you guys doing to work out right now?
Mr. Zogdog tomorrow is going to be in his 80s attire because I forced the theme. I forced the theme.
I didn't know that.
There better be 80s
I missed that.
music playing the whole time. What was that?
I
So-
saw Instagram post and I was
So-
like, what? And then
It was a close call right down the street.
Is that Tiger King?
Yeah, Tiger King right down the street.
Carol Baskin.
Carol.
That bitch Carol Baskins, man.
Cool Captain Kitten.
So 80s is the theme, huh? Is that?
I forced it.
I didn't know
Made it
that.
happen.
So
And I better bring my A game because old man Dennis, I know, is gonna be decked out. He's probably gonna have his Richard Simmons wig on. He's gonna have his short shorts.
Oh my
This is gonna get interesting. I'm gonna have to do some. I don't know what I'm gonna do tonight. I'm gonna have to make up an 80s outfit. I don't even have an 80s outfit.
You have to borrow it from Dennis.
Ooh,
Let's have to
that's
wear
gonna
some
be
short-
real short.
Cheesy Wizzle's got some, I'm sure, for you. Hey, so
How
this
about
podcast
these
is,
short shorts? Does that work? Is that about right? Something like that?
this podcast is probably not going to be out until after that happens, just because of editing and the time it takes. But
Just because
we
of
are
the shorts
doing.
thing?
This is the podcast.
Taping this? I don't remember.
Oh, shit.
Someone's recording this. I should have put that in bold and a little bit
Why?
larger in the
This is
email.
recorded.
We are recording.
Can't say ball.
I've said fuck like 15 times already. So whatever.
Fucking Justin.
Yeah.
why me?
I think Keeg brought up like a good point. Like, what is everybody doing? I mean, I know I live in an apartment and I don't have a garage gym. I wish one day that'll be my goal. But like, I don't have any equipment. All my gyms are shut down, and like our firehouse, like I said earlier earlier today, like our chiefs kicked us out of all of our firehouse gyms. So like, we literally aren't doing anything, and technically we're not allowed to work out in the firehouse at all. They want us to like go outside in a parking lot, which, okay, fine, cool. But again, there's only so much that I can do. And for me, like going to the gym and lifting is huge, like for not only health and wellness, but for my mental craziness also. And so now I'm just like running a lot, and the weather up here in Boston has been absolutely disgusting, horrible, cold, rainy, nasty, horrible. And so for me, I feel like I can't run in the like sob story. I can't run in the cold because my asthma kicks in really bad. So for me, it's been so difficult, like trying to find things to do. But I must say, like my brute force sandbag has been my saving grace. The thing is, like, I've never been so happy to have it in my life because I have like the sand deck too. So I've been like going through that, and like that's giving me a ton of workouts and a ton of ideas. And then obviously like being able to have like go through everybody's Instagrams and seeing people hashtagging us and seeing what they're doing like in and outside of the firehouse has been huge. So I don't know if that's been like a definite struggle for everybody else, but it definitely has been for me.
So total shameless partner plug, thanks to Brittany and Terry Kehoe there, I guess. But our friends, so Brute Force Sandbags, we officially met them. 555 met Brute Force at the event Justin talked about before. They were at the Firefighter Throwdown in Atlanta. And literally the owner tossed me a sandbag and was like, take this home and tell me what you think of it. And Justin walked away with some too that day, Zog there. And since then, they've been a part of our grant and a huge part of our organization. And that bag of death right there. And Terry, tell them why you have a blue Brute Force sandbag. Why is it blue?
Well, it's got to be, Zol blue is a good color. So
Zol blue is a good color. Terry, as well, has been using his sandbag and posting some amazing things on his Instagram, which in the show notes, I'll have everybody's Instagram, which I have to compile, or Bobby can help me with that, I'm sure. But we'll make that one happen. But Terry, what do you think about that Brute Force bag there? And you brought it out.
Shoot, I mean, you can do anything with it, right? I mean, you can do an entire workout, you can do cardio, you can do lifting. I'm totally with you, Britt. If I didn't have this, because I don't have a home gym either, I've got a couple of kettlebells and a sandbag and a bike trainer, but yeah, this has kept my sanity.
Hey, and Zig, you were at FDIC when we did the class in not Decatur. Was it Decatur? What was the fire department?
We did it in Decatur.
In Decatur, right? And so we did a class at FDIC, a brute force class 2 or 3 years ago at a fire department. And in the start of the class, there were a lot of firefighters that maybe didn't think that the sandbag was going to be a good workout, right? Is that a nice way to put it, guys who were there?
You're skeptical.
Very skeptical about it. And we put them through like a 3-hour little training class. And at the end, they all had a very different tune.
Yeah.
That's what I've been using the
I had a couple experiences like that.
The brute force bag has been my my go-to this whole time, because my gym closed down early, but our gym actually lets people check things out, equipment out. You can go in there once a week and check out whatever you want. Everything they have, you can check it out. I haven't taken advantage of that. I've just been using the sandbag and doing body weight stuff, and I feel like it's actually a good time to maybe reset my body and not put so much heavy weight on it, and just do some body weight stuff and maybe more mobility. And then on top of it, we're just fighting fires every day. So I mean, we really don't need to work out.
Literally.
You're welcome. I've been fortunate enough
I can't
to be
tell
able
if palm trees are real and whose are simulated. Zig or Zog. I don't know.
My palm trees are real.
Is that Lake St. Clair behind you, Scott?
Yeah, it's the Detroit River. It's the Detroit River.
Is that the St. Clair Shores?
What do you got, Steven?
I've been fortunate enough that on my shift days we can work out in the gym, and like today, as long as I clear it with the captain on shift and come in and take my temperature, I can come in and work out at the gym. So I've been
that's cool.
Pretty fortunate or blessed to be able to go to the firehouse on my off days, and still be able to work out. So,
we haven't closed the firehouse gym yet, but you can't come in on your off days. And
it's the same with us.
But hit on that, right? So like to hit on what he said, right? How many gyms have we put into play just by what we do as a group, right? Like how many firehouses have that ability now, or how many junior colleges, whatever, have that ability because of who I'm looking at in my screen right now, including all the bald heads up on Levi's screen.
Well, and not even like the full gym, but how many, we've given away so many assault bikes in just a CPR challenge with Zoll. I mean, there's a ton of firehouse.
Oh, she keeps freezing.
Oh, she keeps freezing. She froze again. She's right, though. To continue to what CJ's saying, just through Zoll and assault, how many assault bikes we've given away to fire, EMS, and police. We had our first female winner was a New Jersey State Trooper. It's in her barracks here in New Jersey. Reed, I couldn't tell you. Honestly, there's no way to quantify that number.
No,
and then the other thing that everybody has said is sanity, right? This is like, for me, man, I had a rough day. Like a couple weeks back, I had a pretty rough day where I was done. I was ready to walk away. A lot of it had to do with other things, but I was ready to walk away from all this as far as fire service goes. And that sanity that you need to be able to have a release, I think really needs to be head on. And everybody said it. Brittany said it. Kehoe said it. Zig said it. This is something you need, even if it's not throwing heavy weight, even if it is just a walk in your neighborhood. I don't care what it is. Do it. And get your head right, because it's a big part of it.
Something we haven't even touched on is I've got 2 kids that are like 3-sport athletes. So I have a sandbag and an assault bike here at the house. They're able to work out. They've never spent 6 weeks not being able to be physically active in their sports. So as much as I need it, they need it. To be able to do that at home is important.
Probably way more than you.
Mm-hmm.
Probably way more than you. I mean, they need that. Yeah.
You need to burn it.
They didn't know that they needed it until they didn't.
Otherwise, they'd be driving you crazy
with that. Yeah.
I also think that this is changing our perspective on what fitness is. Does fitness mean that you have to go to a whatever our normal gym is and work out for an hour and a half? Mm-hmm. No. There's a lot of things that we can do that we can still get a good workout or become more physically fit, like yoga, like stretching, like a good stretch session, like a lot of body weight stuff. There's a ton of body weight stuff that we can do. I know it's harder for people that, like Brittany's talking about, bad weather and not having access to a gym and all of these things that are basically prohibiting her from being out in the fucking palm trees and beautiful sunshine or whatever.
So jealous.
But I think the bottom line is we have to think about what we can do and not focus so much on what we can't do, because there's a lot of shit that we can't do. But if we spend our energy and effort focusing on, okay, what am I able to do and how hard can I go with that? that's how we're going to continue to make progress, not only for our physical fitness, but also for our mental health, because all of us here need to be moving in order to be healthy, like all of us. You know, that's part of the reason why we're a part of 555 or understand the mission of 555. So I think we need to attack each day like, okay, we can spend all day thinking about the shit that we can't do, but what can I get accomplished? What can I do today? You know, like I keep telling Billy he needs to be like lifting his couch and like, or his refrigerator or something. And I'm not joking. Like I'm serious. Like I think he needs to do some couch presses. He is.
And I'll tell you,
but like,
gonna be all
work with
sorts
what
of
you
new
got.
events and strongman competitions after this.
Yeah.
I've had a couple days.
Refrigerator deadlift.
I've had a couple days here in my camper that you can't see right now because I have my palm trees in the background, where I like straight up, like one day, no lie, I'll be honest. Amanda walked down here with my son in the morning, and then she said, "What are you gonna do today?" I was like, "Oh, I got a whole bunch of stuff I gotta do." And in my mind, I knew I wasn't going to do any of those things because I didn't want to do anything. I wanted to lay in the bed and stare at the ceiling and not get up. And that's what I fucking did. I laid in the bed all day. And at the end of the day, I'm like, what the fuck did I just do? Literally, the whole day I was in bed. It was like, I don't know if it's depression or what it is.
It's COVID.
But COVID. Put me in that place. But the next day I told myself, I'm like, you are going to get up and you're going to do something fitness related, because that's like the first thing I can think of doing that will get me out of that funk. And dude, I was in that funk hardcore. I've never had a day where I didn't want to get out of bed, and it wasn't because I was tired. I wasn't tired at all.
Talk about the fitness side of it, and we all have the fitness side of it, right? But that day, I had a day like that a couple weeks ago, and the only reason I got out of bed is because Pip and CJ wouldn't stop texting me. Do you know what I'm saying? It wasn't my family. It wasn't my people locally that knew that I was in trouble. It was my 555 family, and we've all had that day where you don't want to get out of bed, you don't want to eat, you don't want to work out, either because of the work or the stress, or stress because of the work. But it was the people on here that
it's so amazing that we're talking about this, right? And the guy who started this thing he's not in this chat. He doesn't want to really do anything really publicly, right? But this is the exact reason why he started it, because he knew that there was a problem, not just in the fire service, but in society in general, with people making excuses or lacking motivation, or just not seeing why it was so important. So we started this thing called 555 that we all started following and got behind. And now look at us. It still affects us. But because we have this thing and we have each other, we're able to move on past it. And I just think it's so amazing, because he had trust me, I was there very early on with him. We had no idea this would get there to where it is now. But it's just so unreal to think about things like that. And then, you guys keep me moving. I say that time and time again when we're together, but that's it, man. That's what keeps me going, is all of you.
Well, if I didn't have this fitness, sort of lifestyle that I try to lead, I don't know, I probably would have went 3 or 4 days of laying in my bed doing nothing. Who knows where that would have went. So I think that, and like Bobby was saying, that was a lot of, it wasn't directly what got me out of bed the next day, but it was having that outlet to just jump on the app 555 or any of the number of apps that we all know about, check out a workout, see what somebody else did today. Honestly, not to sound like a homo or anything, but Herzog is a pretty good
full homo. Full homo, bro.
It's 2020. It's 2020.
Here we go.
Not sound like a homo, but I have a YouTube video.
So says the Clam Crusader.
He's like a Zog is like a treasure chest of motivation.
Oh my god!
What the fuck? That's such a good way to put it. Like literally,
Jesus.
Between Herzog,
I guess I'll drink to that.
And Terry Kehoe,
sponsored by Modelo.
Both Terry and
Cheers.
Herzog are on every day doing something live or posting. And those days where I don't want to do anything, though, I know everybody's working out, but between Terry and Zog every day, I see something and I was like, get your ass off the couch.
I see Zog and CJ all the time, and that's what gets my ass out of bed.
Pretty much anybody. Pip and his kids and his wife, and I don't post much fitness stuff like I used to. anymore. I don't know why. Probably because I'm
Just 'cause
running
you like to
another.
kill things.
Posting hunting stuff. Like,
Yeah, there's too much
I
of
want
that
to get in my
going on.
boat.
I got to pick
Wait,
one thing or
wait.
the other.
Not
But
anymore.
Guilty.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
But you know, you guys are always on there, and you got, you know, pictures of Levi with his shirt off, and it makes me feel like shit sometimes. So
Pretty much.
Nick Dingus wants to jump in here. Nick, you're unmuted. Go ahead.
No, hey guys, just real quick. I know one of the things that Bobby talked about was family, and I'm going to try to pull off to talk. It might still be loud, but the one thing is just having a well-balanced life, and I think that's one thing, at least for myself, that's important. Is it's given us time to go back and refocus on family, and it's like, you know, in life in general, whether it's in the firehouse or in business or you know, with all the running around we do with extracurriculars. This, at least in my mind, you know, I've never been home this much in my life. I'm going to be very honest with you. You know, between you know, a career fire department and then the business life, and then of course your family, and now it's like being home for dinner every night. You know, which in my case, you know, I hope is eating better. But taking a walk with my wife, with my kids, and I think it's important. And I try to send some things over to Scott. You know, I'm taking my kids fishing, but I think it's just part of a well-balanced life, you know, whether it's just a 5-minute workout, you know, with my kids or a walk or whatever. I think it's important.
No, it's huge, this time together. You know, I keep, and where I'm at in Jersey, it's not the worst in New Jersey, but it's definitely not the best. And we've had a lot of bad things happening, but I'm trying to take every positive I can from it. And this family time, this time with my kids, and being their homeschool assistant, because really their teachers are doing a great job of teaching. I'm just the moderator for all this with them. But being able to work out with them, to walk with them, to ride bikes, play football, you know, these are the things that are really key, is to take a negative into a positive. And I think that's, again, what we did with 555. We took a negative into a positive by taking those large line of duty death numbers and turning it into something positive for the fire service.
I think it's funny, when I first started traveling with 555, we caught a little bit of crap for the body weight workouts. Everybody's like, that's not going to do anything. And now it's what people are, you know, logging in and doing all the time because it's all they can do. But we caught a little bit of crap for it, and right out of the gate.
We caught crap from a lot of the fitness people out there. I'm not gonna name names or point fingers to anyone. But
Better than nothing.
Yeah, but the answer to that is every workout can be hard. It's all about how hard you go.
Sure, but I mean,
you bring the intensity to
absolutely.
it. So.
But we've all had the same conversations with people that you can be great, but standing there and doing burpees until you can't breathe is going to work every bit of your body.
Not every workout
absolutely
has to be that hard either. I think right now that's
right.
Too. Like just right now, do something. Like
just to move.
You know, just people are stressed.
Well,
they're going out of their minds. Like, do something. You know, but don't feel like you have to, like, you know, feel like you did Fran every time you train.
Well, and that's to kind of get back to what I was saying. I think so many people are stressed out about how they get through this quarantine, you know. Well, and I have to say that it's been awesome for me to be able to chat with not only firefighters, but just, you know, good dudes that live in Detroit and New York and New Jersey, where COVID is really big. We haven't gotten hit like that out here. And I was talking to my crew last night at work. It's really easy for us to feel like nothing's really going on, because although the numbers are climbing, we only have one person on our job that's been positive, and nobody's sick. Yeah.
Wow.
And the sun is shining. It's beautiful out here. I've been working out outside, you know, today, and like, it's really easy to kind of get lulled to sleep. Like, this is not really affecting anybody. But I talked to Ziggy, and I talked to Billy, I talked to Jimmy, and I hear that it's real. Ziggy's lost friends. Ziggy's lost. Ziggy's friends have lost friends, you know, and like, so it reminds me that it's real. That's one of the great things about this organization and about our relationships, that we can kind of grow together and remind each other what's going on out in the world, not only on the job, not only with fitness or whatever, but when real shit's going down, like it's going down right now. Like I said, the sun is shining right now. It's beautiful out here. It's really easy to think not much is going on. But
yeah, we heard you the first time. You heard it
Sorry.
first time.
It's like a postcard behind you.
You realize that you're like, you know,
It looks like a
No,
fucking
thanks.
don't have to
Just
like,
say
fuck
it.
you,
It's
man.
literally
Like, I'm gonna,
behind you.
now I'm gonna curse you.
Great.
You can still see it in the reflection.
You can
Is the
see
sun
the fucking
shining
magic
where
of the
dog is?
sun.
I can't remember. Is the sun shining? Is it?
I'm not really
Where
sure. It's
dog-
nice in San
Is
Diego.
it beautiful
right?
there? I don't
I'm in a
know.
basement
The
in New
whale's
Jersey.
teeth.
It's like a whale's vagina. It's beautiful. What can I say?
I got a little bit of
What can I
good
say?
news. I got a little bit of good news today. And for my situation, we just got access to a to rapid tests. So they were only testing symptomatic people. So if you went and got a test, the department would just put you off duty sick, whether you were symptomatic or not. And they just changed it, and they got us available. We can sign up like pretty much whenever we want to go and get a rapid test, which takes 15 minutes. You get your results back. So for me, being able to go off a shift now and have signed up for it during the day that I'm off, I can go home with a peace of mind that I don't have it. You know, obviously, granted, those tests being accurate or not. But I'm gonna go with they are, and yeah. So I sign up for one tomorrow, so I should be able to at least fucking pick up my kid for a few days here this weekend. And
out of the trailer. Good, man.
Right
That's
on.
awesome, dude. That's
yeah, dude.
And that's
That's
one of the.
awesome.
I think that's one of the cool things, Zog, you said, and when it comes to 555 and you guys, you know, there's a lot of people in the fire service that do things, and they meet people from around the country. They go to classes with them, or they maybe go to like an Andy Fredericks training days every year, and it's the same people. But they see those people once a year. They see them at FDIC. They see them at Andy Fredericks, and they feel like they have this bond with them around the country or whatever. But when you look at us, with our bond that we have together, we're continually working on a problem. You know, we're continually working on a mission-based not-for-profit that's changing and growing. And so our relationship is so much deeper that we have these things where we can appreciate, like what Zog just said, where he's like, I know those guys on the East Coast are seeing it differently than me because I know everything there is to know about them. You know, we all know Zig's situation of being at home and not being able to see his kid or see him, but not be able to be with him because we keep working on this. And I think that's what keeps 555 going. And that's what keeps all of us going. I mean, as much as Bobby, Reed, I don't know, all of you know, because I've bitched to all of you about this before, and 555 and some of the things that go on with it in the back end of the business side that I deal with the most. But you guys keep me rolling with it. This whole thing does. So, you know, you guys are just important to me, minus the palm trees and sun that I see right there type thing.
Yeah.
Anyone? Is that going to end? Did I just end the podcast? Like, nobody's going to say anything?
I'm afraid to talk because I keep cutting out.
Go ahead, CJ. We'll get you back in there now. It all started with CJ.
Yeah,
It must be really cold in Texas. It keeps getting frozen.
Yeah. Were you anywhere near those tornadoes the other day?
No, we
That's
didn't
good.
get hit with anything.
I know Texas is big.
Texas is a lovely state. I'll never visit again.
We went from 40 degrees to like 3 days later, 85 degrees. So that's Texas for you.
I worked out with CJ in Texas once, and it was like 120 degrees out.
You came on a bad day.
It was really bad.
It was bad.
But yeah, those are the things that, especially with what's going on now, you know, and I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I think, you know, like Zig, like you said, I know my old CrossFit box, they're checking out equipment like a library, which I think is an awesome thing for gyms to be doing. But I still see people saying like, I need my gym. My life is different now. Like, I can't do what I want to do. And I get that, but you don't need that.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
well,
Steven.
but I think that's where, like with us, even though we're apart, it's that community, that family feeling that creates that motivation to show up to the gym every day, knowing that, hey, I'm going to get to see these three guys or these people that I'm going to, you know, go lift heavy with or work out, do this. Now we're having to change that to, on a day off, I've got to get the motivation to go up to the firehouse.
Right.
To work out, or I've got to get the motivation to go outside and do something in my driveway to work out. It's not that going to somewhere, seeing friends, hanging out, talking, because part of that working out is us shooting the shit, giving each other grief while we're working out, doing stuff, getting the workout in. Now it's just me in my driveway throwing my sandbag around, or I've rented out some equipment for my gym so I can do some barbell work, but it's just me.
Now it's
and
work.
I'm not
I'm
not necessarily pushing myself as hard as I would if I'm in class with a group of people, or it's me and a couple of people doing a workout. And I think that's where, that loss of that outlet for some people is a struggle.
Well, and we're creatures of habit too, right? Like, what do we do when we go into the firehouse? You go in, you grab your coffee, you shoot the shit, you go check off your truck, you do it the same way every day, pretty much. I mean, we are creatures of habit. So having that, like, I show up to class at this time and I work out with these people or whatever, that's a big thing in people's lives, and their routine got flipped upside down with all of this. So I think that's been a big effect too. But for me, because I'm so obscure with everything because of my schedule, I'm the same way as you, Steven. Like, I end up just sitting on the floor in my home gym, not doing anything for an hour because I don't want to, versus having a coach yell at me, telling me to get moving.
Yeah, being a self-motivator for me is like the hardest challenge. For sure.
It's definitely the shameless.
I mean, you say that, about the motivation and that, here lately, being on my shift days, I'll go over to our gym. I've got one of the coaches at my gym that programs everything for me. I'll go over to our gym at the firehouse on shift and spend 4 hours working out. And at any given time, I can go over to the kitchen area or the lounge area to grab a glass of water or something. And there's at least 7 people sitting in recliners. And that's where they've been the entire day. And it's just like, okay, whatever. I'm going to go back over and hide in the gym for the next couple of hours. I'll see y'all later.
The nicest guy in the chat right now just literally had a mic drop moment. And, it's just in the most polite way possible. You can't see it, Ziggy, because of your background. Sorry, Zog, I had to mute you too. You had a lot of background noise. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Well, Steven's point is spot on. I mean, that's why 555 Fitness exists, is because not only do we have line of duty deaths that can be preventable, but nobody's really been doing anything about it. So the fact that we are together and are able to share the commonalities, because what's happening in Steven's firehouse is happening in my firehouse. It's happening in Jimmy Keege's firehouse. It's happening at Pip's firehouse, at Billy's firehouse. It's all over the place. And there's some departments that don't let you work out on duty. And so that gives firefighters an out, basically, and an opportunity to basically say it's not important, So
it's one more excuse,
It's an excuse. And I think what's so great about having you guys in my life is that you guys push me. You guys motivate me. You guys make me want to be a better version of myself and to work out and to take care of myself and to be more, to be fit and to be better at the job. So that's what we do for each other. We're all in this together. We're all going through this together. We are, somebody said something like we're going through the same storm. We're just in different boats. I'm definitely in a really nice, comfortable boat. But I'm still in the storm and I feel what's going on. And I think, he's in a camper that's barely staying afloat, apparently. But the bottom line is that I guess we just focus on what we can do every day. I keep hearing that all we can do is if we spend more of our time and attention and effort focus on what we can do and less about what we can't do or what's going to happen in the future, then that'll occupy our day, because it doesn't give us a whole lot of time to be wondering what the stats are or what could be happening tomorrow or if things will ever be the same. I don't think things are ever going to be the way that they were. No. So it's time to just adapt and deal with it, I think. So
yeah, there's not going to be a new normal there, regardless of what changes.
It's just going to be new. It's not going to be
it's just going to be new all the time.
It'll be
I've gotten to where I barely listen to our governor's daily updates, because it's just like, I'm over it. This, just let it run its course. It's going to do its thing, and we'll get back to life at some point.
We'll get back to something. And I think that's the key that keeps us all going, is that we're going to get back to something. We just don't know what it is, especially here. I mean,
or when.
Yeah.
That's the big
Or
thing.
when. I mean, today, 85 FEMA buses left New Jersey, which was awesome. They've helped us out for a week, but 100 showed up on Saturday. So we had 85, now we have 100 helping us. So I don't know if it's anytime soon, but we have to hope it's something. And like Zog had said about just keep them busy. My workouts each day are a key part in mine, like in my day, to keep me rolling. And again, another shameless partner plug, but I don't really care, because it's a 555 show is with street parking. I've been fortunate to have been with street parking now for a year and a half or so, but now we're doing Teamwork Tuesdays. I know a lot of the folks on this screen are all street parking members, and you get that motivation from them and what they're doing. And I've been working out in my garage for 2 years now. So when this happened, I was like, damn, well, I'm just going to keep doing what I do, is work out in my garage.
Yeah.
But I feel for the people, because I used to have that community. And then I had to adapt to my own new community online. And even working out with you guys online is pretty cool, seeing what you're doing each day. So I think it's just going to be new. Each day is new. That's the easiest way for New Jersey to say it, from what's going on here. Every day is new. Every day I go to work tomorrow, and it's going to be new. And we start at 8 a.m. and guess what? By 1,300 hours, you know what it is? It's new. There's something new going on, and that's been for the past
every
month.
day, every state, everywhere is different. There's new protocols, there's new SOPs, SOGs. Every time you walk through the door, it's like, oh, you hear about this? What about this? Are you up to date on this? Oh, did you check this? Did you check this? You're like, oh my God. It's almost like sensory overload. Just getting so many new things.
I don't even know what's going to happen by the time I go back in a week from now. Our medical director will have sent probably 6 or 7 emails for how we're going to handle patients differently. And so it's having to learn a whole new set of protocols for treatment.
But that's what we do, right? We adapt and we overcome. That's what we've done with 555. That's what 555 has taught me. I see you in there, Reed. Hang on. That's what 555 has taught me. Adapt to overcome and change, because that's what we got to do. What do you got?
But
Reed?
I think that's the fire service, and
right, and that's where I was going to go with that.
And we're used to that adapting and overcoming, where a lot of people aren't.
Yeah,
they're used to doing the same thing over and over and over, and then when something, you throw a wrench into the system or something and it throws everybody off, it's like, well, what am I going to do now? I don't know what to do.
Let's go to that. So, I'm looking at faces, right? And I see beautiful faces, and I miss you all terribly. But why did you get into this, right? Like what? And I don't mean 555. I don't mean anything except what you do day to day.
Right.
And I had this talk with my firefighter, and that's service. I'm here as a servant. I don't care what it is. I'm here to serve you. And
I'm here to serve my community.
That to me is the driving force. I don't want to go too far off, and I probably will, because I'm a little deep into the tall mugs. But right, like that's what I signed up for. And I had this talk with my firefighter. I signed up to be a servant to others. It's how I was raised. It's how I've been brought up. I never turned my back to anybody if I could help. And that's what we're here to do. And that's what I'm doing with you guys and gals. And that's what I do when I go to my other job. And honestly, I really needed this, as in this Zoom meeting, to remind me of that. Because I'm ready to be done. If they do a buyout, there's a good chance I'm retiring.
Gives you more time to work on 555, so I'm not even opposed to that.
He's like, I'm staying. I'm staying.
For free.
We'll talk about that contract.
I'm back into the fire service.
I'm starting a union, so whatever. But no, really. So that's why we're here. We're here for service. We're here to serve the neighbor next to me, the firefighter next to me, the new rookie next to me, the senior captain, the guy who just retired today, because of all of this, because they've had their last moment of this. And that's what I see when I look at you guys, is I see somebody who's willing to stop their life, because we all have them. Some of us more famous than others, Zig, AJ, whatever.
Notice he didn't say my name.
That's all I'm saying. Well, AJ won.
Thank goodness.
but like we all stop what we're doing and we help out what this community is. And I need this. And I think a lot of people need this. They just haven't realized it yet. And I want to just say thanks. Like really. Y'all charged me so that Saturday when I go for my 1 day of work, because I've taken a whole cycle off, I'm going to be better than I was when I went off 7 days ago. And thank you.
You're the best, Robert Reed. That's all I have to say.
Maybe I'll
Like, everybody jump in there. Cheers to Robert Reed.
Hey.
Cheers to you, man. That's it.
Cheers with water.
I gotta drink.
Well, to play devil's advocate just a little bit on that. So everybody, I feel like everything I've seen on social media and talking to people are like, just need to accept this is a new norm. You need to move on from it and stuff. Well, there's a little bit of a grieving process to all of this. Like looking at it from a whatever point of view, a mental health point of view, and not getting into it a lot, but I don't want to just be okay with everything. That's not how life works. And so I feel like everybody's pushing like, you just got to accept it. It's okay to grieve, like that your life has changed and you're going through stressors you normally don't go through, whether you're losing your job or you just have a constant uncertainty with life. And so, I mean, yeah, there is going to be a change, and change is difficult, but I don't want people to think that they have to just suck it up and move on and not talk about it. That's not part of it. We have this community within our group, like you were saying, Reed, on this screen that we get to talk to constantly, even if we're going through different stuff about those things. So I know for me, I don't have people at home to go to lean on and stuff. So y'all have been a big part of that, and me getting to vent out some of my frustrations with this, and then I get to be okay. But man, if I hold on to those frustrations, I drink a whole lot more of these.
I still drink a lot of these.
It's definitely become a lot easier to drink a whole lot more of these recently, right? But
well, it's funny because
sure.
we go and travel with Zoll and with Dingus and with MSA, and it's so exciting to see them. But don't think when I'm not there, I think, man, Terry's family never sees him because he's always out traveling. Same thing with Nick and with Sam. And as much as I love seeing them, I'm glad they're able to spend time with their families right now, but don't think I don't spend time thinking, gosh, I hope that they're not financially in trouble. We're all still working, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
As first responders, we're all still working. But these people that have spent years supporting 555 and the grants to give money to all of our people could be out of work.
Yeah, building their businesses. Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, it's something that I think about. I'm glad that Terry and Nick are getting to spend tons of time with their kids, right? That's great.
Yeah,
but don't think that it doesn't cross my mind that they're probably starting to get a little worried too.
Zoll's doing fine. We don't have anything to worry about.
Zoll makes ventilators too as well. So
ventilators, monitors, auto
but to speak to that too, Bobby, and again, me somehow being the guy who runs the business of 555, I've been checking on all of our partners, because so there are people, we have some corporate partners, and there's Nick Dingus is getting ready to bounce off. So while we're talking about him, Nick, you gonna bounce and say goodbye, or are you hanging out a little longer?
You're muted, babe.
Hang on, we can't hear you. Hold on, he's coming back. Wonders at technology. Still muted. Hold on. There you go. You there? Nope, still not there. Hold on, I can merge your audio. Let's see. All right, go ahead, Nick.
All right, we'll try one more time.
There, now you're in.
All right, sweet. Hey, just want to say thanks for including me. Sorry, guys. Actually, to Bobby's point, we're finding ways as a business to do things that I would say are atypical. It's crazy right now. We can't get in firehouses, as a company, which is wild. And so we've had to adapt. And matter of fact, tonight I was delivering 600 gallons of hand sanitizer. I never thought that I'd be selling hand sanitizer, but we are. And it's just again, but I wouldn't trade the uncertainty of a business to be home with my family. And that's where I'm actually pulling in the drive. Been gone, I think now 13, 14 hours, but I love it. And again, just make sure all of you that you take care of yourselves. Number one, take care of your families and live a well-balanced life. So again, appreciate everything, guys. Again, every day above ground is a good day. Just some better than others.
Thanks, Nick, man. It was great seeing you, man. Give love to the family. you know, and that's what I've been doing too with our partners, because we have two different kinds of partners in 555, right? We have our partners who are firefighter-owned businesses, so they're firefighters and they run a business somewhere, and then we have our corporate partners like Zoll and MSA and our fitness partners. So I've been checking in with all of them just to make sure that they're doing okay, because this is a family, you know, like Terry was able to jump in with us tonight, but I invited all our other big partners too, and for whatever reason they couldn't. But, you know, having those folks being able to kind of do that and come in with us and still be doing good is great. And Terry's been doing, Zoll's been doing good from and doing a lot of good work. I think that's the other part too. That's where I was getting at with this. I couldn't think of it because Nick kind of interrupted me, but our partners are doing good work. Zoll is increasing their ventilator production. MSA has been making different kinds of PPE because they are the safety company. You know, we were fortunate, a few of us here, to see them make hard hats, and their hard hat business is one of the largest businesses they have now because they're doing hard hats with face shields. Who else? I don't know. There's other people for 555 in there too, but it's amazing to see that. So we can't thank Nick enough. And now, there's moonshine coming out. This is going to get to be.
This is a South thing.
I was like, ooh.
What do we have? We don't have moonshine.
Put up mangoes in it or pineapples?
I'm gonna go get some pork roll and hold it up because we have that and you don't.
Hey, Ziggy.
Are great.
This is the sanitizer that kills all things.
Ziggy's also welcoming us into his camper. I can see your camper now, bro.
He should bring that to FDIC, and some people could sleep in that.
Looks really cozy.
Only,
no, you can't fit in the jar.
only if Reed brings his pineapple, because pineapple is important.
I want to try
Yeah,
that.
if AJ flew mozzarella, why can't you fly moonshine next time? Like,
I have the same name as the shoe bomber. All right, remember that.
All you gotta do is check a bag. Put
I was
it
in
in
the bathroom. You guys talking about me? You want to see the tour of the camper?
Yeah.
We're taking a camper tour.
These
my
are,
God, this is the
these
best
are
part.
the bunk beds.
I call
Light
top.
doesn't work, I guess. Those are the bunk beds. My bathroom.
You could fix that.
Wow.
You know?
Blue light.
Blue light.
Levi, put your glasses on. Levi's got those blue light glasses.
I got my little table here. This is where the magic happens right here.
No, it doesn't.
Where
See
you
that?
sleep.
Woo!
Where you sleep.
All by myself.
Scout made it. Scout joined us at FDIC 2 years ago.
Yeah, he did.
Oh my gosh, there's dogs everywhere now in this thing. You know, I think
You
too,
see,
again,
you see how
It's
fast
Kenny.
Pip changed his subject when Ziggy's talking about the magic happening? Pip's like, all right,
Hey,
we
man.
out. We out. Let's talk about something
It's
else.
true
Anything
podcast
else.
host.
It's a true podcast toast, right? You just
He
gotta
just
swing it
talked
a little
about
bit.
how much he
I'm
missed
not going to say
Amanda and his
anything. I'm
son,
just going to.
Oh, no, what's happening? Well, you know, it's cool too because I wondered how this would go because obviously I'm a new podcast host. And I knew it would go downhill at some point. So at least it's coming to the end, I guess, where it's going downhill. But I think it's funny because, again, it shows people see 555 and they think this big thing. They see people on the internet, they think this big thing. We're just regular folks, you know, and I think that's been our driving force. And I think that's what keeps us going with this is we're just firefighters, EMTs, paramedics, flight nurses who wanted to make a change. And we all got together and we have the best family going. And I'm hard pressed to think there's a better organization in the emergency services than 555 Fitness because of all of you and because of the people involved with it. And the fact that people are stacking cans of beer now.
CJ and her bag of wine.
Is it the innards of a box of wine, CJ?
No, this is how they deliver. Can't use growlers here anymore because of the COVID thing. So they give you beer in a bag.
Are you playing Slap the Bag?
It's like
IPA.
IPA.
Do you know my local?
that's not IPA.
The guys from Screamin' Hill just put out they can't get more of these crowlers.
Really?
They can't. They're running low, like their supplies running low.
Wait.
So this
What
weekend,
did you call it?
They're still open?
What's a
What did you call it?
crowler?
A
This is a
crowler?
Still open?
32
It's a
ounce
crowler.
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 It's
32
a
ounce
can growler.
Is that something they put the water in?
It's a compound. Yeah.
Water.
You get water in
Water.
a crowler.
Water.
I think water is like Pennsylvania.
Crowlers are a known thing for microbreweries to put their beer in.
Never seen one in my life.
Are we not going to address the fact that Keegan has electrical tape on his hand?
You want to hear about this?
Oh my God.
I want to hear.
Yeah, I want to hear about it.
I just want to know if it has something to do with
clamming. Is a
I was gonna say,
dangerous
if clam got him. You know it did.
Nothing to do with clamming.
As the resident nurse, I was concerned.
I'm redoing the kitchen in my house, and I was tearing off the old Formica backsplash.
How'd that go again?
Apparently, with a crack.
Tearing it off.
Teared it off.
Or fist pumping or doing some other.
It's a sport and company.
Kind of like
teared it hard, man. Got some friction burning that
cabinet, so a paper towel and some seems like the right thing to do.
Get a Band-Aid for the love of everything holy.
I'll wake up tomorrow, I'll cake it with some new skin or liquid bandage, and then go to work, and it'll be good.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Get your temperature taken.
Oh, you're pinky.
Yeah, get your temperature taken. Definitely.
Every morning. I can take it.
Well, that's why when he becomes septic.
We can't use the temporal one. Now we need to use the one that doesn't even touch you.
Yeah, is it weird that the thermometers that don't touch us are made in China? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Am I the only one that thinks there's something?
Forehead with
in our mask.
Fucking radiation.
Oh, you don't have a fever.
Yeah, you don't have COVID, but you have a fucking brain tumor and laser shooting at your forehead.
Oh.
Jimmy, Jimmy. It's gonna be funny when your fever is up because you have a septic joint, not because of COVID.
Right.
Oh damn. Oh damn.
Just called you out.
Yeah.
Let me
If I keep my BAC to an antiseptic level, I won't be able to support an infection.
Yeah.
Those are medical terms right there, Nurse Bob.
This is turning more and more like FDIC. Like,
Yeah.
going up more.
All we need is Hegadoos and a towel, and we're set.
I'm sure he's wearing one right now. I'm sure he's in a towel right now.
Freaking Boone's Farm.
Don't even say it out loud.
Listening to Jodeci.
Reed, where was it, or who was it that was sneaking to like throw M&Ms at you? That sounded like elephants coming down the stairs. Was that FDIC?
Oh.
The house is all the trips merged together for me. I don't know where anybody was.
Two things. When Keegan and Billy fed AJ bacon at 3 in the morning.
Oh, Sam Adams.
Sam Adams bacon.
Or
the rose petals to the
when Herzog flew in from San Diego, so he's 3 hours behind us, and we end up at a place at 5 in the morning that happened to have a kitchen. We're eating sliders at 5 in the morning. San Diego time.
What was the name of that place? By the way?
I remember there were.
It was a place.
I remember falling asleep in one of the booths, leaning against Billy, and the guy was like, "Hey, man," and we're like, "No, we're sorry, dude. We can't leave. We ordered some food."
Those are the best sliders I think I've ever had.
They were good. Best strip club sliders I've ever had.
You gotta come up to Detroit and have Green Dot Stables.
And then trying the liquor shop with Ziegler and Billy was maybe the second worst time of my life because they were just running all over getting every kind of beer and Boone's Farm.
What about the cake we made?
And a birthday cake.
What about the birthday cake we decorated? I hand decorated.
I don't remember where we were.
That was Reed's.
Where were we when we bought the Uber driver Jack in the Box? Is that Nashville?
That was Nashville.
Yeah.
I just remember being in the back and somebody being like, "Hey man, what do you want?" It's like, okay. I'm going to turn down Jack in the Box.
Listen, the one thing I could say about, and we said it before, but 555 has been a ride, right? And these events that we get to go to together and doing things like this have just been awesome, right? And there's even karaoke times, but when it comes to things like the size up, I'm going to cut the recording real quick here, guys. So let me just do a quick wrap up because I think this
Wait. Don't cut it. All I want to say is, how did I get here? I have no fucking idea. How did I get here?
Ruined it.
Hashtag. It's a good hashtag.
Yes.
How did I get here?
I got it. I got it in there.
Real quick, before Pip closes it out, because I got to get out of here.
I'm probably.
Well, I wasn't going to end the
now.
video. I was just going to end the recording. We could all stay and talk.
To wrap up the podcast, you guys.
Like, I'm going to wrap up the podcast, and then you could say, unless you have something to say to the world or make fun of me more.
Pip, if you're a good podcast host, you gotta let your guests give a closing thought.
There's too many guests.
Oh no, he's right.
There's too many guests.
Real quick, because I gotta get out of here. I gotta work tomorrow, and I gotta go kill turkeys all weekend.
You got some magic that you.
Is
have
that
to
still
attend
legal
to.
where you are?
Sure.
So what do you got, Ziegler? The closing
gotta-
thought from one podcast host to another. Because you're so
Time's
famous.
Up Outdoors, by the way, if you're looking for a new podcast about
You kill things year round. I thought it was just deer.
So this has been oh my gosh.
My helmet.
Attention to is that Reed's phone? Yeah, that's awesome. So this has been 4 years in the making for me. I've been friends with you guys for 4 years. I've been part of 555 for 4 years. It's opened up doors for me. It's kept me involved in fitness lifestyle, and I just want to say that I really wish I was in FDIC with you guys right now. It sucks we're not there, but I'm glad that we were able to do this, and I think what we're doing is continuing to have forward motion, and I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon. And I mean, let's just keep pushing forward with this whole thing, and
yeah, man,
sticking together, and that's all I got.
Man, did you just wrap it up for you?
All Times of Outdoors on Instagram.
Hey, I hope you get your test, and I hope it's negative.
Yeah, I'm going tomorrow.
It'll be positive for other.
Get your negatives. Does anybody else have a closing thought?
Good night.
The other podcast host had a closing thought, right?
I'll listen to your guys' clothing.
He's gone just like that. He just disappeared when he realized. That was like an Irish goodbye. That wasn't like he had to say something and then was gone. But
just everybody
got a closing thought before I wrap it up here.
Yeah.
Wrap up the recorded.
It's just nice to see everybody's face. I miss it.
Yeah, it's good to see everybody.
I count on April to fill me up for the year to get me through those times when when you're down or when you're missing people, and so to not have it sucks.
Yeah,
this is nice.
Yeah, I definitely want to say, obviously being newer to the fam, I'm so happy to be here and like doing this. I know it's not in person, but at least getting to see all your faces and talk and hang out and shoot the shit like we would be doing in person regularly. It's awesome. And what are you? Rob is making fun of me for talking.
He's blowing you kisses.
Oh,
he's making fun of you, but in a nice way.
He is making fun.
He's making fun of you.
No, but again, I'm so happy to be here and to have made every single one of you really awesome close friends, and I love you all. I'm so happy to be here. That's all I got to say.
Zog, you were trying to unmute yourself. You got something?
No, I was actually trying to scroll so I could see everybody's faces because I still haven't figured this out. So.
Occasionally,
it's easier on your computer versus the phone for sure.
What's a computer?
So
this is my computer.
This is his computer. The computer phone. I want to thank everybody for listening tonight. I think this is probably going to end up being 2 episodes just because we kind of did a 555 who we are, how you got involved, and then we went into what our days are. And Terry with the shameless plug for the Size Up podcast.
You say Time's Up podcast?
The Time's Up podcast. Who's got one of those stickers?
Remember, everybody.
Keeg's fourth. Is that your fourth page you're going to be running now?
Everybody go to Clam Crusader Sport Clamming and order a T-shirt. Proceeds go to a local food bank. We already raised $500 for local restaurant workers out of business. So
you can't beat
we have
that,
stickers
man.
too. Helmet stickers.
Everybody's stuff is going to be in the show notes because there's these things.
I don't have anything. I'm sorry. You just have me.
555 Flying Bobby.
That's it.
Yeah, you do.
Stickers.
You can
I do have stickers. Read. Never mind.
You do have stickers. We'll wait for the recording to end before we break them out.
Wait.
Listen.
I
Thanks
need
for
to get
listening.
you a helicopter helmet sticker that says Clam Crusader Sport Clamming.
So Time's Up Outdoors, Clams Crusader Sports Clamming.
There it is.
There's the sticker. Has appeared on the YouTube.
Yeah. Also,
don't be free. You could be a soldier.
Hide your kids.
You could be a soldier.
Hide every.
I'm muting Jimmy Keegan at the moment.
Can we give a shout out to Modelo?
Can I
Totally
just
cool.
end this podcast? Like,
Totally
please?
cool. I can unmute myself.
This is
so-
what I deal with. I have global mute.
Close it up.
I knew this was gonna happen, buddy. Come
I
on.
knew this was going to happen. Oh, I knew. And that's why I love it. That's why I love this 555 Fitness family. And
Hey, I just want to say I miss and love you all, and I'm looking forward to the next time we can all be together. It's been real.
Cabo.
Come out to San Diego.
Cabo.
There's lots of sunshine.
I know, we
palm
need it,
palm
clearly.
trees,
That's a trip
and
to
all that
Cabo.
shit.
Did I hear Cabo?
Or San Diego.
But you know,
San
hey,
Diego's cool too.
Can we do
real quick?
Let's
let
do
me-
when this is all over, even if it's not an event, some sort of 555 thing.
We
Let's just
can.
all go somewhere.
We can
I'll
definitely use it.
cook.
Let me wrap this
cook.
up here, guys. I'm a little talking BS for a few more minutes, but listen, I want to
We're
thank
still
everybody for coming on
podcasting.
tonight. I really feel like if you've listened to this, you've learned so much about why we believe in 555 and why we keep this going, why it's so important to me, why it's so important to all these other folks that jumped in tonight. I honestly am so happy tonight. You can do it.
You better just
I'm
wrap it up.
honestly so happy tonight that I got to see all of them and spend some time with them, because I know right now we would be in the halfway point of FDIC and the Thursday night Stein holding competition would have went down and we would have all had a blast hanging out at the street party, getting everybody to put their shoulder back and do a Stein holding with MSA, but we couldn't do it. We at least got to see each other here. Again, I want to thank National Fire Radio for allowing me to have this podcast. Don't forget to check them out. Check out Rush the Bus. Everybody that's out there, stay safe, stay healthy, you know, and keep on keeping on, right? Kind of like we said in this whole thing. So we will talk to you guys on the next episode.